Now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
With Target, gifting has never been easier. This Saturday and Sunday, Target gift cards are 10% off with Target Circle. Treat everyone on your list to something you know they'll love. Gift cards for the trendsetters, the techies, the fashionistas, the foodies, and even yourself. The perfect time to save is now. This deal is a yearly fave, so hurry. Get more gifting for your buck and save 10% on Target gift cards with Target Circle for 2 days only. Only at Target. Restrictions apply.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
They score!
WCMC-FM HD1 Holly Springs.
A lot of stuff was made out of somebody's comments that doesn't have the right to say those things. I mean, nobody called me and asked me. They just put some BS out there that they think is going on. And, I'm used to reporters like going to Annabelle and saying, hey, can I ask Dave, is this true? Before they say something about me or write something about me. Like, that's what a reporter should do. But now we just get on podcasts and tell everybody that we have a source and we know what Dave Doeren's going to do. Like, that's such BS. I love what I'm doing. I'm coaching my butt off. I'm having fun doing it. And I love where I'm working. And I'm going to keep doing it and, see where it takes me.
Salty Dave Doeren is great, Dave Doeren.
We love Salty Dave.
Yeah, we'll find out if we have that today at 1 o'clock.
I'm excited.
NC State's head coach will join us today at 1 o'clock. I'm looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of things I want to talk to Dave Doeren about. A couple of the things I want to hit before we start, but I am curious. And this is the Adam Gold Show. I should really point that out. We just hit the ground running. I'm just talking about stuff.
Right.
Hi, it's the Adam Gold Show. I'm that guy. Victoria is here. She's back.
I'm back. Took my Wednesday off. I still get the Chip message every Wednesday. He's like, Airlink ? Every time.
Yeah, it didn't work
time.
yesterday.
I'm like, buddy.
So
I'm sorry. I can't help the situation. I'm not
we
there.
did a phone call. So I couldn't see him rolling his eyes at me.
Oh, no. Well, I would say next Wednesday, but I'm not here next Wednesday either.
You're not. You're right. You're like out the next 2 Wednesdays.
I know. I might be out the last Wednesday of the year, but I don't know. Because, I don't know, we might be doing bowl games that day. I think that's what we're doing.
It's very possible. It is very possible. We will still have a show.
Yes.
I know that. There is bowl game or not, Christmas Day, we pump out an Adam Gold Show every day. I was going to say 365, but we don't do weekends.
Right.
So, however,
it's a lot of math real fast.
Yeah, I can't. It's a struggle. Anyway, this is the Adam Gold Show. You can find us on YouTube. Go to YouTube, search Adam Gold Show or 99.9 The Fan. Either way you get to us. You can watch the show. You can contribute in the chat box, ask questions. We have a set-aside time every day where we answer questions. Who knows? Maybe today we'll even sneak in another pocket.
Yeah. Maybe.
I have no idea.
Add to our random start of the day. Here's another day that there's a party going on in the office and we're not involved.
First of all, it's a crazy sweater party.
It is.
I didn't wear a crazy sweater.
I didn't. Well, I mean, I have one, but it doesn't have sleeves. It's really.
What does that matter?
It's really thick. I mean, Bill Belichick doesn't like sleeves either, so it's fine.
It doesn't. It's
really hot though.
Speaking of Bill Belichick, did you see that Jordan Hudson filed a Freedom of Information Act against the communications director at the University of North Carolina?
Wow. Get a job.
What is she doing?
Seriously, people.
Apparently it's all about the communication between CBS News and the school when they were setting up CBS News to come and do the interview with Bill that Jordan Hudson kind of sabotaged.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Holy mackerel.
Wow.
Please.
So many words, but so many I can't say.
Make it stop. Just make all of that stop, Jordan. Again, By the way, yesterday was a pretty good day for Carolina in terms of high school recruiting. I have no idea what this means today because there's more recruiting that's going to happen. There will be movement. Not everybody that signs will actually show up, all of that stuff. But as of yesterday, according to the ESPN ranking, Carolina had the second best recruiting class in the ACC and the 12th best in the country. That's pretty good work.
Yeah.
Miami was first in the ACC, 11th overall. I think Clemson was up there. Florida State was up there. That's good. The ACC, I believe, had 10 of the top 40, 12 or 13 of the top 45. So I think it's a pretty solid recruiting effort on the part of the Atlantic Coast Conference, the also known as the conference that might not make the playoff.
Right.
We're going to ask Dave Doeren about those types of things, too. We have a lot of things to discuss with Dave Doeren coming up in a little bit. But to your other point, party in the back.
Business in the front.
Right, that we're not involved in again.
Exactly.
Right? So
I know.
Anyway.
I know.
It's we're used to it.
We are very used to it. We've got about 2.5 minutes during our commercial break to figure out what we want for lunch if we go get food.
You keep it. It does look good, though. I don't know who catered it, but it looks awesome.
Yeah, I haven't even seen it or gotten any smells down the hall yet, so we'll see.
No, because everything's in cellophane.
Yeah, waiting to stay hot for everyone else.
It's all hermetically sealed under Funk and Wagnall's porch. That some people will get that joke. You don't have to. All right, are we ready to go?
Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here.
All right, real quick, I just want to start with the state basketball game before we get into a discussion about what I talked about with the guys in Charlotte this morning. Okay? And we'll just leave that for a second.
Did you switch up your day, by the way?
Yes.
Oh,
well,
okay.
they did it to me.
Oh, well, look at
They
them
asked
go.
me to move to Thursday today as opposed to Tuesday, and I was fine. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just driving. I'm driving down from Canada.
Yeah.
They can call me when they call me every day. It doesn't matter.
I understand that.
So, I'll answer the phone. All right. I only talk. By the way, I only talk on the phone in my car.
That's it.
I can't be the only one that does that.
No, you're not. Yeah, no. One of my besties and I, that's where we catch up. It's just
Right.
our drives to wherever we're going.
If somebody calls now, like not now, but like if you called me at 10 o'clock and I'm in the studio, unless like I really like you, I'm letting it go to voicemail.
Right.
And I'll text you back. I promise.
Yeah.
Promise. But in the car, I'm all about it.
Oh, yeah.
Best
Got
way to
nowhere
do
else
it.
to go.
Best way to do it. All right, so NC State could not complete the trifecta, the basketball trifecta last night. Pac falls at Auburn, 9 points, 10 points, whatever it was. Just didn't play well offensively, I think. That's the way I would look at it. I thought their defense was actually pretty good. So I think they forced Auburn to make very difficult shots. Now, they made enough of them. So maybe in the grand scheme of things, the defense wasn't as good as I thought it was, but I really thought that some guys just made incredible shots. Who was it? Keyshawn Hall, Kevin Overton. I think those two guys had big games. But by and large, I think they had to earn everything they got. And State shut down Auburn's best player. Tahad Pettiford didn't do much. They really closed him down. Unfortunately, State also did not play well offensively, and a lot of that is credit to Auburn. Auburn's a very good basketball team. So at least the effort was a lot better, and I think Will Wade certainly will concur. Here's Wade overall on the loss.
I thought we were better tonight. We were better than we were in Hawaii tonight. And we got 4 of our 5 game standards. I mean, the reality is they made some threes and we missed threes. And they made some tough threes. But give Hall and Overton credit. They're 2 great players. And they really did a great job. They did a great job tonight. But I'll say this. I mean, look, we don't ever want to lose, but this was way more encouraging than Hawaii in my mind. Now we got to build from here, but this was progress. We made progress in the last week. It didn't show up on the scoreboard today, but if we can keep making progress, I think we'll like where we'll be.
All right, so Saturday they are home to UNC Asheville. By the way, it's a busy day for the arena because State plays Asheville at 1, and then the Hurricanes play at 7. And then Wednesday of next week, they will play Liberty before hosting Kansas on the weekend, on Saturday, right? So it's all busy. Will Wade talked about the rapid-fire games.
Tough. Our backs are against the wall. I mean, we're going to have 2 more opportunities, and we got to start building towards those opportunities. We got a quick turnaround. We're not going to get back till 3 or 4 in the morning tonight, and we got a quick turnaround to play Saturday afternoon against Asheville, who's a good team. They beat Greensboro the other night. Then we got a really good Liberty team after that, and then we all know who's next Saturday with Kansas. So, I mean, look, you can't keep, kicking away opportunities. Now, fortunately, our league's done better. So we're going to have way more opportunities in league. But, I mean, you got to win the games. And that was what was backbreaking about Maui. I mean, look, this was always going to be pushing a boulder up a hill coming here. They hadn't lost a non-conference game, I don't think, at home since, 2015. So, I mean, this was a tough assignment. And but we don't give ourselves any margin for error when you lose to Seton Hall. And so Seton Hall's a great team. But, I mean, that's the ones that are killers. It's a lot easier. Texas is a great team. It's a lot easier to beat Texas on a neutral court when we have more fans there than come to Auburn in front of 9,100 people and try to win. So when you kick away those opportunities, put yourself in a tough spot. We're in a tough spot, but we got to fight our way out. We put ourselves in it, and we got to dig ourselves out, and we will.
I'm Team Will Wade. I believe they will. Kansas challenge. They beat Miami. No, they didn't beat Miami. Who they beat? ACC, SEC challenge. By the way, remember that great 6-3? Not a great finish.
No.
The SEC 9-7 in the challenge. They took all but one game yesterday. Louisville lost at Arkansas. The only ACC win was Virginia with a pretty impressive win, by the way, at Texas. I think they won by 20 at Texas. Very, very good. I think the Cavaliers will be good. I think there are 6 or 7 very good teams in the ACC. I think State's one of them. I'm not in any way discouraged. I was talking about it with the fellas in Charlotte this morning. Here's what I believe NC State has done, because I do think that they will do well enough in the league and make the NCAA tournament. I don't think they will be a bubble team. I think they will be in comfortably. But what they have done by not winning these non-conference games, the big ones, what they have done is that they have put a ceiling on how high their seed could be. So I think they are basically looking at probably no better than a 6 or a 7, something like that. And, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a 6 seed in the NCAA tournament. But I think that's probably, if, things go reasonably well, I think that's probably where they're going to be. And had you beaten Seton Hall, had you won a couple more of these bigger non-conference games, then I think you're talking about, anything could happen, because I think they're good enough to beat anybody. But they obviously their offense didn't make the trip down to Auburn. All right, before we get to some other college football stuff, the fellas on FNZ in Charlotte this morning, Mac and Bone, who you hear on this program plenty, were talking about an article written by Connor Orr from Sports Illustrated, who is touting Dave Canales for the NFL the Coach of the Year award. I wish people could have seen Victoria's reaction to that.
What?
I wish people could have seen that.
Wow.
Right? So you were not on camera because you hadn't really spoken much, but Victoria's reaction when I said Coach of the Year was like,
Excuse you?
are you what? Serious? Okay.
What?
So when I forget whether it was Mac or Bone that brought it up to me, and I just started laughing. And they were like, "Well, why are you laughing?" I'm like, "Because he's the furthest from." Well, I mean, I don't want to make it like that. He's done a good job lately, but he ain't Coach of the Year. First of all, Mike Vrabel's coaching in the NFL, right?
Yes.
Ben Johnson is coaching in the NFL. Like, Shane Steichen, yeah, I know Daniel Jones just had all the mirrors delivered to his house, so he has figured out, oh, wait, I'm not that good. So the Colts are on a little bit of a downslide here, and I think they're going to miss the playoffs, by the way. So Shane Steichen is probably going to fade out of the picture. But
Sean McVay.
What about McDonald in Seattle? Yeah, McVay, obviously, but teams that had not surprisingly good years, but legitimately good years.
Right.
I'm not saying that Dave Canales hasn't done good work, but Coach of the Year,
no,
that is a stretch.
That's the biggest stretch.
That's like ridiculous.
I've pulled a hammy with that stretch.
And here's what I want you to do, Victoria. I want you to text
Okay.
Travis.
Right.
Ask him.
Right.
Ask him what happened.
Yes.
To their text line when I got off the phone with him this morning.
Oh, okay.
Because they were appalled that I didn't think that he was even a candidate.
What?
Because, as I tried to explain, I'm like, he has cost them as many games as he would have won them.
Yes.
What was this past week? Week 13? We had to wait until week 13 before he figured out how they should play offensively.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm not confident he won't change it up for the Saints when we come back from the bye. Because that's what Canales does.
The fact that they lost the game to the Saints is so egregious at this point. Like, how do you lose that? They should have lost to the Jets. They were lucky to beat the Jets. Mm-hmm. The Jets are terrible.
Yeah.
They were lucky to beat the Jets. They are a team that has some potential. I think they have obvious challenges. And yes, Dave gets absolute credit for their game plan and their execution of it in Green Bay.
Yes.
The way they beat the Rams was, and we talked about this, that was the most impressed I have been with this team. Certainly they are trending in a very good direction. See what, I mean, they don't play this weekend. Mm-hmm. See what they do next week in New Orleans. And then I do believe that they're going to have to sweep Tampa.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have to. Could they beat Seattle? Yeah. Sam Darnold could do exactly what Matthew Stafford did.
Sure.
He could throw 2 interceptions, 1 brought back for a touchdown. That's one of Sam Darnold's specialties.
We'll bring back the ghost that he thought he saw when he was with us.
He just threw 4 interceptions in that game against the Rams,
right?
Which, by the way, they still almost won.
Mm-hmm.
So, all I'm saying, I'm not saying Dave Canales is the worst coach in the league.
No.
But
he's not Coach of the Year.
I honestly, it caught me as much by surprise as that did you. I really wish that we have a camera somewhere.
I know.
Somewhere we must have video of that.
I know. Yeah. Only you and God saw that.
That was unbelievable.
It was real, too. It was
totally. It's like an electric shock.
Oh, man. Yes, it was.
I wish. So
electric shock of garbage.
Catch up with Travis about that. That was like
I'll have to wake him up from his nap.
8 minutes of radio in Charlotte. That was just outstanding. Look, I think that Canales, he clearly had trust issues with Bryce. Even though we thought we saw stuff at the end of last season that would have alleviated that, we didn't. It didn't happen because he would not take the training wheels off. too many games this year, they have put restrictor plates on their offense.
Yeah.
The Rams are a really good football team on both sides of the ball. And the Panthers finally in week 13 realized that we can run the ball, and then with play action, we can take shots down the field. It took them till week 13.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know what else we have to say. It took too long. Now, they do have obvious challenges. They're just an okay football team. They're not a great football team.
Yeah.
I don't blame them for losing at home to the Bills.
No.
I don't blame them for that.
No.
Right?
All
But
the Bills were good. Because now they're like,
the Bill, like, we should have an anti-coach of the year award.
I know. How do you flop when it's important?
Look, I think we have a lot of big names who would be on that list. Jim Harbaugh would be on that list. John Harbaugh would be on that list. What's the guy's name who just won the Super Bowl? Philadelphia. So there's a lot. It ain't easy.
No.
Steve Logan. I haven't quoted Steve Logan in like 3 days.
Yeah.
Steve Logan would sit here and say, one of the hardest things to do as a head coach is to win a game. Win a game.
True.
Any game.
Yeah.
It's hard to win. And in the NFL, where it is a coaching game, absolutely a coaching game. Everybody's got good players in the NFL. Everyone. They all get paid. In college, they all get paid too, but not everybody has great players.
Right.
But in the NFL, they're all great. Coaching matters the most. And the coaches that aren't any good, they get exposed. Dave Canales is a young coach who's growing into the job. Let's hope he continues to make progress. But Coach of the Year, man.
Yeah. And I mean, we're not saying that he's garbage either. Like, that's the thing.
Sometimes I say that. I'm not hiding from that.
Right.
Sometimes I think he is.
Well, like decisions for throwing the ball when you're right on the, right in the red zone is kind of. But it's
that was a Bryce
Coach
problem.
of the Year. Yeah, it's just we're saying Coach of the Year. We're not saying that he's some awful garbage.
Right.
But
depending on the day, I've said that.
Yeah.
I'm not. Again, I am not in any way, shape, or form hiding from my criticism of
it's
Dave.
valid.
But yeah, I'm blown away.
Coach of the Year.
Look, it was a good win over the Rams.
Yeah, right.
But
it's fun. But
I mean, we got to do this over and over again.
do they also think we're going to the Super Bowl? Because I feel like it's.
I'm not. I'm not going there. They did not bring that up to me. I don't want to. I don't want to assume that the conversation went in different ways.
Right.
When Houston comes back and wins the NFC South, the AFC South, DeMeco Ryans is going to be on that list. Remember, not only has C.J. Stroud been mid, but he's been out. And they're hanging in there with a great defense and Davis Mills, who sounds like a real estate agent to me.
Could be.
So, all right. We're still debating college football playoff possibilities. We're still doing that. I guess we should. It's only 2 days, 2 mornings after the committee spit out whatever they spit out. And so we're still dealing with that. And we're still talking about Lane Kiffin having gone to LSU. Marty Smith joined Pat McAfee yesterday. I want you to hear this, and then I have some thoughts on the other side of it.
Whoever makes that decision, is that the NCAA? Who makes that decision? The NCAA?
Good question.
I don't know that answer.
That's a problem. That's part of the problem.
This is about the calendar.
Whoever that is, okay? Whoever that group of people is, they should get in a room with Nick Saban, with Mac Brown, with these guys there you see on the screen. I just thought that was well said by Coach, right? And so it needs to be resolved where this doesn't happen again, at least in my estimation, because you put so many schools in a unique situation. All right, everybody was waiting on Lane.
All right,
Florida was waiting on Lane.
We don't need any more. Everybody was waiting on Lane. I love Marty Smith, but we don't have to apologize for Lane Kiffin's behavior here. We can simply say this is what Lane Kiffin is. He sought the attention. He embraced the attention. He dragged everybody into his mess. He's not the only coach that changed jobs. John Gruden put out a video yesterday that is so brilliant. Can't believe I'm praising John Gruden here, but I've never seen coaches leave in the middle of a season before. No coach ever does this at the pro level. It should be illegal, against the law, for a coach to leave a job for another job midstream. I know it's not illegal. I'm exaggerating here, but coaches should not leave their jobs unless they are fired, in which case you've been told to leave. But you should not leave your job for another job in the middle of a season. And that's what Lane Kiffin did. That's what a lot of these guys did. But that's the culture of the sport of college football because of the recruiting cycle. And when the coaches put the first signing day, which has become the most important signing day now, this is what you get, as opposed to doing it in February when we used to do it after the season. So this is all about Lane Kiffin not having the ability to tell LSU, if you want me, you're going to have to wait. Or handle it better with Ole Miss. Because you dragged everybody into your mess, and now we have otherwise brilliant reporters like Marty Smith caping up for somebody who doesn't deserve you caping up for him. The whole thing's disappointing. I feel bad for the players at Ole Miss. And by the way, everybody who has read Lane Kiffin's written statement,
right?
The players at Ole Miss have taken to social media and said, yeah, that's not how it went down.
Right.
So the players have all said, we're all calling BS on the head coach of the BS team.
Train.
Right. Yeah, unbelievable. Anyway, we're going to break. Greg Barnes, Inside Carolina. I was told he made a triumphant return to Inside Carolina.
I see that full
so
time.
He is going to join us. We're going to talk about recruiting and the year that was in Bill Belichick's inaugural campaign in Chapel Hill. Greg Barnes next.
Still arguing whether hockey or golf has the tougher dress code? The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Listen every afternoon for The Drive with Tim Donnelly.
I think we can officially say the 8th overall pick for the Carolina Panthers was a success. Dan Morgan knew what he was doing. Teteroa McMillan only needed one catch to change the game against the Rams, and they need to continue to work to give him more opportunities to change the game in the future. He is a difference maker. They need him to make a difference.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 3 to 6 on 99.9 The Fan.
Hey, it's Adam Gold from my friend Gordon Miller, Miller Lending, Kildare Farm Road and Cary. Saved me $50,000 in our friendship. Now, that's not the only reason why we're friends. I would be friends with Gordon even if he hadn't saved me $50,000. Would you like to know how? That's right. Gordon invented the no closing cost mortgage back in 1987, brought it to the Triangle in 1996. I met him in 1999, and I'm an 11-time customer with Miller Lending. Not because we're friends, but because he has saved me a total of $50,000. If I only had that money now, $50,000. What would you do with $50,000? You might buy half a car. I don't know what you would do with it, but it's yours. It doesn't belong to the bank. It's yours. Don't pay closing costs ever. Not to mention it gives you the freedom to refinance free of charge when the rates come down. Miller Lending on Kildare Farm Road in Cary since 1996, an equal housing lender, NMLS ID 250-2146.
Excuse me, garçon. I'll pick up the tab for the lady and I.
Sir, this is Monopoly money.
And there's more where that came from.
I'm calling the cops.
Don't waste your time. I have a get-out-of-jail-free card.
Start playing for real money. New Monopoly scratch-offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery have real cash wins of up to $1 million. Monopoly is a trademark of Hasbro. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.83 to 4.28. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Did you know that Bailey's Fine Jewelry has something for everybody and every budget? Sure, we're known for luxury designers, fine diamonds, and watches, but we also have a huge selection of jewelry and gifts under $500. We're celebrating making holiday gifting easy since 1948. You can shop online at baileybox.com, or we invite you to visit one of our locations in Raleigh, Cary, Rocky Mount, Greenville, and Charlotte to see why every woman wants a Bailey box under the tree.
It's bow time. 'Tis the season for food and family, but thanks to Bojangles, you don't have to spend hours in the kitchen when loved ones come home for the holidays. Set down the spatula and put away the mixing bowls, because this holiday season, Bojangles is ready to help you celebrate with all your family favorites like chicken supreme, Cajun filet biscuits, or a big bow box of hand-breaded chicken, scratch-made biscuits, and fixins for the whole family. We'll make the food so you can focus on making memories. Head to Bojangles and gift yourself a taste of home. It's bow time.
If it's ho-ho-ho time, it's Bo-Bo-Bo time. Time to order a party-sized platter of that bodacious Bojangles flavor before your next holiday celebration. Choose a Bojangles Supremes platter and get 50 whole breast tenderloin fillets. Or go with a Bojangles dessert platter and get 2 dozen Bo-Berry biscuits, 2 dozen cinnamon twists, or 1 dozen of each. It's a platter full of Bo-liciousness. And don't forget to pick up Bojangles gift cards. Just the right gift for anyone on your list. Hurry, it's Bo time.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Workers' comp can be tricky, but my law firm will be on top of all the complicated paperwork and sneaky deadlines so that all of your I's are dotted and T's are crossed. If you've been hurt on the job, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Every child is on a journey to become the person they were meant to be. At Children International, we're empowering children and youth to forge a path out of poverty. Learn more at children.org today.
Gold. Gold.
I told Jack in the car, you know what the word of the year is? He goes, what? I said it's 6-7. He just laughed.
I know.
It just means nothing. And that's fantastic that it's now the word of the year. What a country.
Can we bring back cool story, bro? That way, us millennials can be like, yeah, cool story, bro. I would love that.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. Thanks to Max Gorin for filling in yesterday. Max was bumping straight off of his Spotify season-long playlist.
Right.
Which Spotify told him that his musical age was 63.
Oh, okay. I see.
It was basically all Michael McDonald the whole day.
Oh, nice. It's very specific.
I dig Michael McDonald. It was an all-day thing. It's very funny. All right, welcome back to Inside Carolina, the one and only Greg Barnes. Man, when I moved here, Greg, I don't know if it's quite that the same time because I think you're probably younger than that, but you've been a staple here forever. At GS Barnes 23 on Twitter. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks, Adam. And yeah, it's been a long time. The years pass very quickly, and the Doobie Brothers were not that old back in the day, and it's kind of it's a different story now.
It totally is. All right, so before we get into recruiting and what's going to happen next, I'm just curious, just your thoughts on what year one was like, and maybe you were not as immersed in it as you have been in the past, but you certainly have thoughts, I'm sure. What has year one been? Nobody signed up for 4 and 8, but I think the more we saw, the team, the more we realized that was probably inevitable. Your thoughts on year one of Bill Belichick?
Yeah, I think when the hire was made, there was really 2 extreme options. And one that the Carolina fans hoped would happen is that here comes Belichick with all of his NFL experience,
Right.
and any of the issues that may occur for any other head coach were not going to be a problem for him, and he's going to hit the ground running, and it was going to be fantastic. The other end of the spectrum was that here comes, this 70-year-old NFL head coach who had never coached a game in college, who had never recruited, coming in a week after signing day, 2 days after the portal, and trying to cobble together enough talent to be decent. And clearly we saw the latter part of that.
Right.
And it really just kind of played out over the course of the offseason. I mean, it was a telltale sign that in the summer, Michael Lombardi, the general manager, really said, hey, when we first got here, we were just grabbing guys out of the portal because we needed to build a roster.
Right.
Forget about, position players. We just needed people, bodies. And that should have been a sign, I guess, for all of us. But it was really a mess. And I think kind of the key component is, I would say, behind the scenes, Belichick early in the year was willing to acknowledge that, hey, okay, there are clearly things that we need to be doing better. We've got to make corrections. And I think you've started to see that with some of their commentary in recent weeks about trying to get things in order to have more success in the future.
Greg Barnes, Inside Carolina, joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. All right, now we'll kind of kick it forward to what we saw yesterday. And it became obvious to me, the transfer portal, for whatever, we can assign a lot of different reasons for it. The transfer portal, my understanding, because I don't cover it, but I do talk to people who do, they said that in this particular season, there was a lot less talent in the portal this year than there have been in the last couple of seasons where the portal has really exploded. My guess is we will probably see that trend continue. Maybe not continue to go down, but maybe level off, where there's obviously some very good players in it, but it's not like a mass exodus every year from every program as people are just shuttling all around the place. Which to me says you're going to have a base of great high school recruiting. A, is that part true? And B, did Carolina have a good day yesterday?
Yeah, so for your first part of that question, yes, I think that's accurate. I think for a number of years with NIL, kids were jumping into the portal thinking there's all this money to be found other places. And what we've seen and what a lot of those kids unfortunately learned is that that's not the case. Is that if you're a really good player and for some reason you just don't have a good fit or there's a better player in front of you, there are opportunities for you. But by and large, you're not going to have immediate success because you're third string at one school and you think going into the portal is going to make you better. And so because of that, I think there's a realization there. And so you're not going to see that. And because teams also understand that there's a lot of kids that want to get money. And so retention is such an important part of things.
Right.
And so you're going to keep your good players even if they're second or third string. And so that's one of the interesting things about yesterday for North Carolina, to kind of answer your second question. Yes, they had a good class. And Lombardi said back in September in that letter he sent out to donors that they were really looking at a massive class this year because they missed last year.
Right.
Both because they didn't know what to do and because they came in late. So with 40 kids or 39, whatever the number is, it's a massive class. But they really see that as a foundational piece to really build from. And the interesting part of that, of course, is for a recruiting class to really be a foundational piece, I mean, we're talking years down the road.
Right.
And so the question is, are these guys even going to be here at that point in time to see that come to fruition?
Greg Barnes is joining us here from Inside Carolina. Here's the thing about it. When Bill took over, and there were a lot of people, especially because the buyout language changed when they got to June 1 or June 30, whatever the date was. Oh, Bill's not going to be here. But I'm like, not only do I think he's going to be here, I said I think this is a minimum, at minimum, a 3-year deal. After that, and I think the guarantees are for 3 years. Everything after 3 years, I believe, is up in the air. But I do think this is a 3-year proposition for Bill because I think he believes that he can engineer a turnaround and have this program really pointed in the right direction by year 3. And maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong. But that recruiting class ranking, which I don't know what on threes and your personal rankings were, but I was watching ESPN last night, and they had it ranked 12th nationally. Is that because of volume, or is it because of volume plus quality?
It's the latter, and a lot of how these recruiting rankings work, because there is in recent years there's been a lot of these classes that have like 32 kids in them.
Right.
And so typically what they'll do is they'll look at like your top 25 players, and that will be the basis of your ranking.
Right.
So there is good value here. They've spent a lot of money. Look, I mean, you're talking millions upon millions of dollars being invested in this recruiting class. So they're placing an emphasis on it. Money obviously matters. I found it interesting yesterday that the Belichick really talked about the importance of building relationships with kids and parents and building trust. And that's not what we heard last spring, right? That's Bill understanding or beginning to understand what college recruiting is like. And so that's growth. I mean, that's a good thing for North Carolina. But yes, it is a good class. There are a lot of good pieces here. They've got a good quarterback prospect. They've got some good offensive line and defensive line players, which is important. So that it is a good foundation. There's still a lot of work to be done. And they got to address the offensive scheme that was a problem this year. They've got to find a quarterback. But in terms of there being a bunch of boxes that have to be checked this offseason, this was a big one, and they did a pretty good job with it.
Greg Barnes is with us here from Inside Carolina. Gio Lopez still has time left. He still has a couple of years left in his contract, I believe. He's not a free agent yet. I thought he threw the ball really well at times in the game against NC State. The touchdown pass to Jordan Shipp that made it 14-7, that was a fantastic throw under duress as well. So he did show some things down the stretch. At times he was inconsistent like everybody else, but do you not believe he can be the quarterback? Is there going to be somebody else in the mix competing with him, maybe taking over next year?
I think Gio certainly is going to be in the mix. I do think they need somebody to come in and push him. And Max Johnson was that guy this year. Of course, he's out of eligibility.
Right.
And the interesting thing, kind of to your point about Gio, is, I mean, look at the Duke game. He was pressured on 60% of his dropbacks against a Duke defense that's not really even that good. That speaks dramatically to the offensive line.
Right.
So there are holes there. The running backs really weren't that good. And the wide receivers were good for stretches. Jordan Shipp, of course, was really good. So it was not just Gio. But I think that kind of speaks to the offensive coordinator situation as well, because when you compare Gio's production this year and how he played compared to last year at South Alabama, and I understand it's G5 versus P4, but his production was dramatically better in South Alabama. And that speaks to some of the issues, whether it's Matt Lombardi at quarterback coach, which is an interesting situation, or Freddie Kitchens as offensive coordinator. So there's a lot of different pieces that go into that conversation. But I will say that there's an effort to look into the portal and to find potential players at quarterback who could help the roster next year.
I would wonder, Greg, because based on what I have heard nationally, I'm not sure that the competition Gio Lopez played against last year isn't better than the competition he played against this year, because we could have no ACC team in the playoff, and we could have 2 Group of 5 champions. I'm sort of kidding, but I mean the way they have talked about, I've joked around that an ACC win isn't as good as an SEC loss. The way the committee talks about it. Greg Barnes, let me ask you one more thing before we let you go. Do you anticipate staff changes over there?
I do, yes.
Like I don't think Steve Belichick's going anywhere, but is basically everybody else, up for grabs?
I don't know that I'd say everybody else. I think there will be some changes. I think the offensive coordinator position is the primary one.
Right.
I think defensively, They played pretty well, especially late in the year.
They got better.
And they did, and they just need more pieces, especially on the back seven. Offensively, Belichick just has to figure out what he wants. And I think part of it was he probably thought that the way that he played in the NFL would work at the college level, where he could really just depend on his defense and then just be okay conservative. And granted, when you have Tom Brady, it's a little bit easier.
Sure.
And I don't think that works in the college game. And I think there has to be some understanding that, okay, we have to be a little bit more vibrant offensively. And I think that drives the conversation more than anything.
The biggest misnomer in college football is that defense wins championships. Sorry, you got to score points. Everybody can score points in college. By the way, Rivals on 3, that's where you can find Inside Carolina. It has Carolina's recruiting class 18th nationally, 10 4-stars, 33-star recruits. Hopefully, Bill can build that culture. I've talked about that all year. That's the one piece that was clearly missing from this whole equation was that college culture environment. If Bill gets that, then they're on the move. Greg Barnes at GSBarnes23 on Twitter. Well, thank you very much for your time. Welcome back, I guess.
Yeah, well, good deal. Thank you, Adam. Always appreciate talking to you.
You got it. Greg Barnes here on the Adam Gold Show. We'll come back. We'll do one-timers. That's some encouraging stuff. Staff changes would also be encouraging and necessary. All right, one-timers. Questions and answers next.
Because your fantasy football team needs all the help it can get, the Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, it's Adam Gold for my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. It is Thursday, and you know what that means? Well, last week it meant eating a lot of turkey. This week it means Cowboys, Lions, Thursday night football, Thursday touchdown jackpot time, pick an anytime touchdown scorer, and if your guy scores the first or last touchdown, you could win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. That's right, Lions, Cowboys, oh my, there will be touchdowns. FanDuel.com/AGS, FanDuel.com/AGS for a share of $2 million in bonus bets. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Must apply profit boost token on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last touchdown pick. Bonus is issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Whether it's helping you work, save, or steer clear from fraud, AARP North Carolina is making sure your money, health, and happiness live as long as you do. Each week, AARP Without Limits meets people and explores topics to help improve how we live and age in North Carolina. You can also learn more about getting the most out of life by listening to AARP Without Limits wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Sometimes the simplest steps make the biggest difference. Washing your hands often, staying home when you're sick, and talking with your health provider about vaccines.
Help keep your family protected against the flu, RSV, and COVID. Simple steps, big protection.
Defend yourself. Get vaccinated to protect you and your family from respiratory illnesses this season. Visit myspot.nc.gov to find yours today.
Brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, you're more than a policy, you're family. With offices in every county, we're close by when it matters most. Our local agents customize coverage to fit your life. And our award-winning claims team delivers fast, quality repairs. It's no surprise Forbes ranked us the #1 auto insurer in America. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
Hello, I'm Steve Troxler, North Carolina Commissioner of Agriculture. Farming's tough,
but you're not alone. That's why the North Carolina Agri-Medicine Institute offers the North Carolina Farm Helpline, a free 24/7 resource for the agriculture community. Long hours, difficult decisions, and unexpected challenges can add up. Whether you need to talk to a counselor who understands farming or help with finances, legal questions, or farm safety, call 844-325-3276. That's 844-325-3276, the North Carolina Farm Helpline, a free 24/7 resource for the agriculture community. 844-325-3276, because no one should face farm life alone.
North Carolina ranks second in the nation in potential agricultural land lost by the year 2040. The NC Forever Farms program supports the preservation of family farms through permanent agricultural conservation easements and has received a record number of applications for 3 straight years. Landowners interested in preserving their working farm through the Farmland Preservation Division of the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services can learn more by visiting ncadfp.org.
This is Adam Gold.
So Mike Vrabel, the coach of the New England Patriots, they asked him about birthday cake, and he said there was only one cake qualified for his birthday cake.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
You want to guess what that is?
Is it vanilla?
No.
Oh.
Carrot.
I love him even more.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. Dave Doeren, top of the hour. Talk to NC State's head coach. Got a lot of things to talk to Dave Doeren about. They played both Duke and Virginia. They played both Notre Dame and Miami. Dave can have the debate by himself.
Yeah, he might.
Mentioned recruiting with Greg Barnes. And again, Rivals has the Tar Heels class at 18th. App State 62, ECU 82. I have nothing to compare them to, whether or not that's good or not, because again, it's kind of a formula to come up with what the class is. But no matter what the class is ranked, it can't be judged fairly for at least 2 years. At least. All right, we have questions and answers. Hopefully I have good answers.
Okay, so looking at our YouTube stream first, or you can add us on Twitter, we have Big Q 1999.
Big Q! All right.
The Pack plays this stupid 1-3-1 defense that leaves the perimeter open on a lot of shots. State can't survive in the ACC with that kind of defense. Your thoughts?
Most zone defenses essentially, they have to. Good ones will match up. Even like Syracuse's zone defense, the famed Jim Boeheim zone, it matches up. I would argue, I keep arguing this point. I don't like zone defenses at all. I don't. Hate them. But if you're a good defensive team, you'll be good defensively in any setup. If you are a bad defensive team, you will be a bad defensive team in any setup. They can make 1-3-1 work with effort. You can make any zone defense, which are bad defenses anyway, you can make them work with effort. But in my opinion, the best defensive teams play man.
Yeah.
So, what I got to say.
Next up from Boris, is there a serious possibility the Olympic hockey games don't happen because of the arena problem?
All right, so the Olympic hockey traditionally has been played on international-sized rinks, which are slightly shorter than NHL rinks, but wider. So it looks bigger. It is bigger because there's a lot more room in terms of its width, its depth. These are going to be slightly smaller NHL rings. Very slightly, but slightly smaller. The bigger issue is that right now, there's no roof.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
No roof.
It's like the baseball for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Right.
In Florida. They had no roof.
Maybe that's where they should play Olympic hockey.
That's where they should play.
At Steinbrenner Field. So, I don't know what's going to happen, but they got to get the building finished, and it's not like we've got a year until the Olympics. Olympic hockey starts in 3 months.
Yes, it does.
Actually, less. We're already the end of the first week of December.
Mm-hmm.
We start middle of February. We're 2 months away. Good luck.
Right around the corner.
Yeah, I'd be looking. Honestly, I would be looking at places in Switzerland.
Yeah.
They're going to play. The Olympics are going to come off.
Oh, yeah.
So
somewhere.
Maybe they don't happen in that arena. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I don't know if this will happen either. From Wook, how long do the Steelers keep Mike Tomlin as head coach?
Until Mike Tomlin doesn't want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've been doing this for probably 5 years. 5 years we've been like, oh, Mike Tomlin. He's a great coach. They're going to hand him a gold jacket.
Yes.
So, I don't know. People don't like Mike Tomlin. Here's the common thread. When the Steelers have had a really good quarterback, they're fine. They haven't had a really good quarterback for 10 years. There you go. There you go.
Yep.
It's unfortunate. They need a better quarterback. Aaron Rodgers, as we told you, wasn't it. Mason Rudolph, wasn't it. Kenny Pickett, wasn't it. Russell Wilson, wasn't it. The last several years of Ben Roethlisberger, wasn't it. Dave Doeren next.
Asheville to Wilmington, Boone to Durham, The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Get crazy, Canes fans. It's hockey night in Carolina. It's your Canes and Toronto.
Blake with a shot. He scores! Oh, what a one-man show from Jackson Blake, and he ties it at 1.
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 6:30. Puck drop at 7.
Jarvis back for Walker. He scores! Carolina takes a 3-2 lead.
On your official audio home of Hurricanes hockey, 99.9 The Fan.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
What if you could pull up to $500,000 in cash out of your home and drop your mortgage rate down to 4.99% APR? Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Right now at Loan Pronto, they've got the lowest rates in 3 years. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can get your cash in as little as 3 days. Pay off all those high-interest credit cards and even skip your next 2 house payments. One client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours, paid off their debt, paid off 2 car loans, and saved $2,100 a month. One call, life changed. There's no wait, no hard credit pull up front. You probably won't need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Rates are at a 3-year low. Act now. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com for your free instant home appraisal. See how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto, A+ rated with the BBB and nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call 919-381-1760 and see how much cash you can get today. Loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 166171 on approved credit. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Is going to your local bar the worst part of your day? The bartender ignores you, mediocre food, warm beer? Then why go there? Take 5 minutes and drop in at Sharky's, where they'll give you a free evaluation, and you can learn about all the bars that you shouldn't go to. Sharky's has helped thousands find the right bar to hang at. What are you waiting for? Sharky's evaluation could be the cure to the worst part of your day. Change your bar, change your life. Sharky's, 5800 Durley Road by the Shell Station.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
We know you're hot to see a Carolina Hurricanes game in person. Visit 999thefan.com or fire up the Fan app and enter to win a pair of tickets and parking for the Canes Columbus game on December 9th. Check out our Hurricanes hot ticket giveaway at 999thefan.com.
Here's Megan with Parkway Sleep Centers.
Are sleepless nights affecting your life? Parkway Sleep Health Centers can help. We've treated sleep disorders in the Triangle and beyond for over 20 years. We offer sleep studies, office visits, CPAP machines, supplies, and more. And our streamlined process allows us to see you sooner and usually saves hundreds of dollars.
End sleep problems. Live your best life. Experience the Parkway Sleep difference. Visit parkwaysleep.com and start your journey to better sleep today. Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sound sleep. Sound health.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
We've made things better by having one portal instead of two, but we've stuck it in January. You can already see what's going on in the coaching profession. The same thing's happening with players, and we refuse to protect the sanctity of football season, and that's a bad thing. We're not protecting the sanctity of chasing a championship. There are things in the sport that just have to change, and we're talking about tweaking tiebreakers and all this. Like, everybody knows it, like, we get it. We know this doesn't make any sense. Well, let's, again, we got to keep trying to make this game better. The darn product on the field is so good. The grown-ups often mess it up for the kids.
It's the Adam Gold Show. Some real truth, I think, from Manny Diaz there, Duke's coach. Appreciate everybody tuning in. You can follow us on YouTube. Go to YouTube and search Adam Gold Show or 99.9 The Fan. Victoria is producing the program, and thrilled to be joined by NC State head football coach Dave Doeren, who is getting ready to embark on year 14. An announcement. There was an announcement made that you were coming back for year 14. I love your program. I keep saying this over and over and over again. It should be the envy of so many around the country. Is your outlook on what you do, how you've done it, is it any different today than it was a year ago at this time? Does your feeling about the program and everything you're doing, is it different 12 months out from last year?
I think every year it's different, based on how things went with your team and the leadership that you had, your staff chemistry. Every year it really is a new football family, a new chemistry. I mean, you have a culture, you have standards, and sometimes you meet those standards, sometimes you exceed them, sometimes you go below them. Sometimes changes need to be made. Sometimes players need to be improved, or your roster needs some additions, or sometimes you just need to retain what you got because you got some really good players coming back. And it's a year to year, man, and not from the standpoint that I don't want to keep doing this. Like, that whole thing was manufactured by somebody else, and I got a long contract here, and I'm fired up about it, and I have been since I signed it. So, to me, like, Bill and I are both like, why do we have to put something out? Because neither one of us have said anything. Like, you know what I mean? But I had to, because I kept getting asked the same question because somebody else put it out there, and it is what it is. But I love what I do, man, and this has been a fun year for me. Like, winning is what makes things better, I think, publicly and all that. But when it comes to, why you coach, serving players, building chemistry, mentoring young men, competing on a daily basis, trying to get the most out of your roster, we did a lot of good things considering what we were dealing with injury-wise in our program.
Dave Doeren is joining us here, about to enter year 14. Just based on what you just said, how rewarding is it when, let's just bring up Caden Fordham, who is in the running for comeback player of the year, having missed last year with a torn ACL, and he was just everywhere, everywhere this year. A guy like that, how much of a difference does he make to the overall, vibe? I'll just use that. That's a young term. Of overall vibe of your program.
Yeah, I mean, those are feel-good stories for sure. And Caden's a guy that has the heart of a lion, and losing football was pretty hard on him, similar to when Drake Thomas and Peyton Wilson had injuries. There's tough guys that give everything they can to you as a coach, and they're big standard guys that help the leadership in the locker room. And losing a guy like that last year hurt our football team. And having him back and seeing him thrive, I mean, man, does that make your heart feel good. And I'm proud of him. I mean, he did a tremendous job in his rehab. Our trainers and strength coaches did a great job with him, and he's played his butt off this year.
Speaking of Drake Thomas, real quick, did he just make another tackle?
He's having a heck of a year, man. Yeah, he's really playing good ball for the Seahawks.
It's one of the things when I describe, because you know what we do here works, right? Fans or whatever, they see a loss and they get mad. I'm like, what more do you want from this program? You run it like, I mean, it's pristine. It's so clean. The way you run the program, the players, you put guys in the NFL. Drake Thomas is a great example of why the NFL likes your program. These guys learn how to play the game. You have to feel good about that element of your program.
Yeah, I do. I think we have a proven track record of developing people on and off the field. To your point, the NFL has definitely built trust with me, and they know what they're getting from us. They're going to get guys that understand what it means to be professional, how to treat people with gratitude, how to show up early, how to stay late, how to work, how to put their best foot forward when things are hard, to never quit. Like, they're getting tough individuals, and that's what it takes to make it at that level. And that's why so many of our draftees and free agents have been able to stay in the league as long as they have, because they're not having to train them from the beginning. These guys walk in with a notebook or a laptop, and they're taking notes, and they know how to learn in those meeting rooms. And it's not like that everywhere. I mean, the number of players that transfer here, and they're like, holy cow, is this different than where I was?
Yeah.
And it's refreshing for me to hear, because these are guys coming from SEC programs and other places that can't believe how much better it is, from the standpoint of being trained on how to do things the right way. And so I take a lot of pride in that. And what can we do better? I want to be in Charlotte, man. I want to be in this championship game, and that's what motivates me beyond helping these young men. We're one win away this year from being there, right? I mean, the way it ended up, all of us, beat up on each other, and you got an 8-4 team playing in the championship. So we're close, and we've been close many times, and I'm pretty tired of being close. I want to be there.
Dave Doeren is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. I agree. I want you to be there. I know your fans think the same way. Was recruiting more of a challenge this year because of some of the conversation about whether or not you were going to be here next year?
It was a question I had to answer a lot, and whether it's fair or unfair, it's life.
Yeah.
Somebody put an article or a statement out there, and he and I have resolved that, and no bad blood between me and that reporter at all. But because of that statement, and it's not just with recruits, it's with retention, and it's with my staff. Like, every person that I run into is like, is this real? And so, it created a lot of false conversation. And then for me, it created real conversation, things that I had to answer to, right? And so that was what was frustrating. And, I always feel like when you're talking about somebody's livelihood and future, and you say you have a source of whatever nature, then confirm it with the real source, Before I write an article or say something about your future, I'd like to know if this is true. And so, sometimes you get that professionalism out of people, sometimes you don't. But it created a lot of conversation. A lot of people were wondering if 54-year-old Dave was going to step down, and he's not. I got a lot of fight. Like I tell my friends, it was my birthday yesterday.
Oh, man, happy birthday.
Like, happy birthday. And, getting old, man. Like, people tell me I'm getting old, and I'm like, shit, I'm still kicking 20-year-old ass every day, man. I'm like, man, you're having a great time with these kids.
All right, first of all, you can't say you're getting old because I'm older than you. So let's not go there because you're not old. Look, I know you're a dad and you love spending time with your family, and I do too. I like spending time with my family, and like I'm going away with my son as a soccer player. So we're headed to Atlanta this weekend, and we've got an event here locally next weekend. That's cool. I don't have to leave town. And I've always said, man, you deserve to enjoy the fruits of what you have done. And so I would, if you wanted to retire, I would go, that good for Dave. That's the way I would look at it. You have earned that. I want to ask you though about because we touched on all the players you put in the NFL, and I know your relationship when Bill Belichick was with the Patriots was very good, and he respected your players. He had a bunch of them up there with the Patriots. So how different was it to coach against him for the first time?
Yeah, I have great respect for him, and I owe him. Like, he let me sit in his meetings up there and learn football, and Joe Judge was a special teams coordinator at the time, and I sat in his meetings and I learned. That guy's a really good football coach, and Brendan Daly, who was a teammate of mine, was his D-line coach, and I sat in Brendan's meetings for 3 days. And so, I appreciate, because he doesn't let a lot of people in, I appreciated the access, and I learned a lot from him. And he spent time with me on the practice field talking about game management and timeout strategies and different things like that. And so I have a lot of respect for him, and don't think that didn't motivate me, getting ready for that game, because I know how good a football coach he is. I've seen it. And, I took a lot of pride in that game, and not that I don't in all of them, but when you look across the sideline and see arguably the best NFL coach in NFL history, you better be on. And I thought our guys did a tremendous job preparing our players, and obviously we played really physical in that game, which helped us win.
5 in a row, 8 out of 10, 9 of 13. That's pretty. I appreciated you saying in the press conference after, it's part of the reason why you might still be in Raleigh, but you've certainly embraced the rivalry, and Bill will learn. I mean, we know at the press conference when he was introduced, like those of us when he said beat Duke, I'm like, you don't get it. No,
that made me smile. I can tell you that, because I was like, okay.
It's football is different. The football rivalry is NC State. All right, real quick, because your schedule ended up being very difficult this year. You played both Miami and Notre Dame, and that is going to be a debate. Maybe it shouldn't be. You played both Virginia and Duke. So give me an idea, sense of, like, I'll just ask the question. If Duke beats Virginia Saturday, should they be in the playoff?
Well, that's the way the rules are set up. The conference champion should go. Not saying that in this situation it makes sense, because I think Miami, just having played everyone, is the best team we've played this year.
Better than Notre Dame?
I do.
Okay.
I think they're really good football. And I think Notre Dame's really good, so I'm not discounting them either. But the team we played in that game was real. I mean, that was a really impressive football team. And we got them on senior night, and they were super pumped up to beat us and all that stuff, because we beat them here the last time we played them. But that was impressive, watching their defensive play. And their D-line is as good as anybody's I've played against since I've been here. I thought Notre Dame linebackers were really good players. I thought their DBs played really good. Their D-line was not as good as Miami's. Offensively, they were both very similar. They had good players everywhere and a big offensive line and all that. The difference to me was the D-line. I just thought their D-line at Miami was uber elite.
Dave Doeren is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. I've been saying for the last several weeks that an ACC, the perception is that an ACC win is not as good as an SEC loss, because all you hear are the games you lose. You don't hear about the games you win. I'm curious, why is the perception, and how can we change the perception, apart from winning more games, which I think is a real part of the conversation? How do we change the perception of what ACC football is?
Well, it's a good question. I don't know that I have the right answer. I think a lot of those places put a lot more money into their programs. They do have a better television contract from a revenue standpoint. And so there's more talking heads supporting that conference and pushing that conference and making that conference publicly the best conference, even if it is or isn't. They're talking about it like it is. And, you know, the ACC, in my opinion, needs somebody like that can help brand our league better, and perception is reality in a lot of cases. And we do have to win those head-to-head matchups that we get with that league. We've had some success in some years and others we haven't. But, you know, it's what you do on the field is up to us as coaches, what's being said publicly. You know, there's some things the ACC league office can do as far as getting some people on TV that can help us.
Dave Doeren is joining us. Before I let you go, my son has become a country music fan, and I wanted to see if you could judge his playlist. All right, would you do that for me?
Yeah, of course.
Right. So right now his top 5 are Morgan Wallen, Hudson Westbrook, Chris Stapleton, who I don't necessarily think is country, but he is, I guess, Zach Bryan, and Treaty Oak Revival. Is that a good playlist?
Well, I don't want to dump on your son. Like, I mean, that's popular music.
That's okay.
I'm not a pop country fan, so number 1 and number 2 probably would be yanked off my list.
Really? Okay.
I think Chris Stapleton's fantastic. I do like Treaty Oak Revival.
Okay.
Zach Bryan sometimes, but you know, I'm not a big fan, and not because he's not good. I just don't really like pop country of Morgan Wallen, and I'm not even sure who the second guy was.
Hudson Westbrook. I don't know. Yeah, I've never heard of him either.
He's probably a young guy, but no, I mean, there's a lot of pop country out there that people love, and you know, for me, I'm a little bit more into the older country, the outlaw country music, and big fan of, you know, Turnpike Troubadours and Stephen Wilson Jr. and Tyler Childers and that genre of music, more so for me.
All right. I do think Man Made a Bar is an incredible song.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not against it. Like I said, a lot of people like him, and I'm just not. That's just doesn't do it for me.
Well, he's going back and forth between that and rap music. It's the strangest mix I have ever heard. Yeah. Dave, congratulations on coming back for year 14. I shouldn't have to congratulate you on that, but I have incredible respect for the way you go about your business. So
yeah, it means a lot, man. Not everybody does. So well, I'll take every compliment I can get.
Are the Chiefs going to make the playoffs?
I'm hoping so.
All right.
I haven't had a lot of chance to watch Sunday football this year, just the way things have gone. But, yeah, I'm hoping so. I'm looking forward to watching football this weekend, and hoping we have some pretty good conference championship games, and then find out what bowl we're going to Sunday.
All right. Well, good luck with everything, and we'll check in again soon.
All right. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. Go Pack.
You got it. Dave Doeren here on the Adam Gold Show. When we come back, we will check in a little hockey. EJ Hradek, NHL Network. Canes and the Leafs tonight. We don't know who's going to start in goal. EJ doesn't either. But we'll talk hockey with him next.
Because your fantasy football team needs all the help it can get, the Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, Carolina Panthers fans, it's Dennis Cox from 99.9 The Fan. For all the inside information on your team, join me and my co-host, WRAL TV's Chris Lee, for our podcast, Panthers Playbook, presented by Wake Orthopedics. In every episode, we'll keep you up to date on your Panthers, and we'll do it with access only we can provide. Locker room insight, exclusive interviews, and in-depth looks at every Panthers game. Follow and subscribe to Panthers Playbook wherever you discover your favorite podcasts, or watch on YouTube.
It's officially gift-giving season, and if you're unsure of what to bring to your next holiday party, I have the perfect idea. I'm Victoria Vodnecker here for Blue Shark Vodka, and not only is this vodka the smoothest and the cleanest vodka around, it's also locally made here in North Carolina, so you're supporting local business, and it comes in the coolest bottle. So it's like getting 2 gifts in one. You won't go wrong with the Shark without the bite, and you can find more information and really tasty recipes at BlueSharkVodka.com.
Excuse me, garçon. I'll pick up the tab for the lady and I.
Sir, this is Monopoly money.
And there's more where that came from.
I'm calling the cops.
Don't waste your time. I have a get-out-of-jail-free card.
Start playing for real money. New Monopoly scratch-offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery have real cash wins of up to $1 million. Monopoly is a trademark of Hasbro. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.83 to 4.28. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Are you looking for the perfect holiday gift? Did you know that Bailey's has something for everybody and every budget? Sure, we're known for our designer jewelry, fine diamonds, and luxury watches, but we also have a vast selection of jewelry and gifts under $500. Add a little sparkle with the popular Sterling Collection Pave Diamond Hoops or Pave Diamond Cushion Pendant Necklace, both for only $175 each. Show your love with our Icon Collection Diamond Open Heart Ring for $375. Or stick with something classic, like Akoya Pearl Studs starting at just $165. Bailey's is your go-to destination for holiday shopping. We're proud to make gift-giving easy since 1948 and to be voted Best Jeweler year after year. Located in Raleigh's Village District, Cary's Fenton, also in Rocky Mount and Greenville and Charlotte. Every woman wants a Bailey box under the tree.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Getting hurt in a car wreck comes with all kinds of stress and frustration. But when you call me, I'll be on top of all of it. So all you need to worry about is getting better. If you've been injured in a car wreck, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Mommy, how come I can't sit in the front seat?
Because I love you and you're just not ready yet.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Gold. Gold.
I told Jack in the car, you know what the word of the year is? He goes, what? I said it's 6'7". He just laughed.
I know.
It just means nothing. And that's fantastic that it's now the word of the year. What a country.
Can we bring back cool story, bro? That way, like, us millennials can be like, yeah, cool story, bro. I would love that.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold, Victoria producing the program. It's been so long since the Hurricanes have played.
Yes.
I didn't even realize that they're not in first place anymore. Washington Capitals have played enough since Sunday that the Capitals are now in first place by 2 points. Of course, Washington has played 3 more games than have the Carolina Hurricanes. EJ Hradek, NHL Network First Shift, our friend. He joins us to talk a little hockey. Sir, I don't even know what to do now. The Hurricanes haven't played in 3 days. They're going to play tonight against Toronto. I am actually not going to be there tonight. This will be, I think, the second game.
What?
Yeah, I'm not going to be there tonight. Exactly. Wait till the people tune in looking for the Canes Corner podcast tonight around 10:30, and it's not there because I am driving to Atlanta. So anyway,
okay. What are you doing in Atlanta?
We have a youth soccer event.
Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, then you're forgiven then. That's
Thank you.
A personal thing like
Thank
that.
you very much. I still might do a TikTok.
Your son is a goalie, right?
He is.
My son is a goalie.
Yes, he is. He is a keeper. So we've got all sorts of matches in Atlanta this weekend, but I will be covering Saturday and Sunday. I'll be back here Sunday. People don't need to know my whole schedule, EJ.
Yeah, that's true. And if they do want your whole schedule, I'll be posting it later on social media. So there you go.
At EJ Hradek _NHL. What do you make of the Eastern Conference where right now Florida at 500 is in last place? I know Buffalo is one game under because they do the standings based on total points as opposed to point, whether it's, I know Steve Koulias on Sirius does plus, Carolina's +9. They really lead the East. What do you make of the fact that Florida is in last place, but they are a 500 hockey team?
Well, I mean, the Atlantic Division, you have the Tampa Bay Lightning, who have done really well, considering that three of their top three defensemen are out, and Braden Point has underperformed, and now he's been out. So, right, and yet they went on a 7-game winning streak, and they're 8-2 in their last 10 somehow.
Yeah.
So they are +18 in the Atlantic as goal differential. The rest of the division, the other 7 teams, are all underwater in terms of goal differential. Now, the Leafs have kind of come up. They're almost even. They're -1. But, I mean, it's kind of incredible that 7 teams in the division would all have a negative goal differential, some 25-plus games into the season. The East is, I mean, the whole league is kind of screwy this year. It's one of those years. Florida being in last place, I mean, let's face it.
Yeah.
They're missing Barkov. They're missing Kachuk. The other night, I think Verhaeghe was out of the lineup. He and his wife were having a child, so he was out of the mix. And they had Losterainen was the burn victim. Kind of a crazy way to get injured.
A barbecue,
right? A barbecue accident.
We had a barbecue accident, and somebody else missed time because they. Right?
Yes.
Trying to remember
There was the kid in St. Louis.
Oh no, Jack Hughes.
Well, Jack Hughes had the party thing where the glass incident, right? So that's a significant injury. He's out for a while. And then the kid in St. Louis, Torpchenko, ended up he also got scalded in some kind of burn incident. And again, I don't say this to make light of these things because I hope those guys are okay. It's just odd. It's odd to have one of those happen in a season. It's really odd to have 2.
Yeah.
Burn victims in a season, but I hope to gosh they're all right because I burned my finger at them and I'm out for 2 weeks. So, I can't even imagine, but it's a screwy year. And you're right. The Capitals, are now by points in first place in the conference and in the division. They've played more. They've played 3 more games, as you point out, 3 more than Carolina, but of note for Washington is they're 9-1 in their last 10, and they've won 6 in a row. And Alex Ovechkin is again playing like the 26-year-old Alex Ovechkin, like he did last year at 39. So he's hot. He had 2 more goals last night. So hard to figure. Carolina, I would say, Carolina, Tampa, and Washington. You have to consider Washington now playing well. Those are kind of the best teams in the East right now. But it's December the 4th. So who knows what's going to happen on December the 6th? It could change again. It's been a crazy, crazy year, and I thought it would be with the schedule and the Olympic year. And even that, the rink isn't maybe not ready, and now it's too short, and, who knows what's going to happen with that. So the bumpy, weird 2025-26 NHL season marches on.
So EJ Hradek, NHL Network, is joining us here in the Adam Gold Show. What's the bigger problem for Olympic hockey? The fact that the rink is not sized appropriately, or there's no roof on the arena yet?
Well, I think that would be more of a consideration. It's got to be finished, right? So
it's 2 months away.
The 3 feet difference in the size of the rink, while not great, is I will take the same approach that Henrik Lundqvist took last night on the TNT broadcast. It's not that big a deal.
Right.
It'll impact, guys in certain ways, but it's not, it's not 10 feet.
Right.
Or 12 feet, so we'll figure, we'll see what happens, Adam. I guess, my history with this stuff has been over the years at different Olympic venues. I've heard these stories before, not as urgently as I'm hearing them this year. Now, maybe that's because we hear more of everything now with the ability to hear things in the moment. But, I can remember stories of other venues and other Olympic years where there was concern in the run-up. I remember Sochi, there was a lot of concern.
Sure.
about getting things done. And in the end, it happened. So we shall see how things go. But like I said, I expected kind of a bumpy ride this year, and it's been a weird year. It's been a weird season so far, which is great because it's unusual.
Yeah, and we've I think a lot of this has been out west, but the emergence of some young players, all of the young players with Anaheim, who I thought would be a playoff team going into the season. San Jose is going to be here at the weekend, and the Sharks are playing much better. We saw them out there. Celebrini, Will Smith, they've got legitimately good young players. They've got some issues on the back end. I'm not so sure about goaltending, but they're not an easy mark. And the way Connor Bedard and Chicago are, there's a lot of good young players that have turned teams, Utah as well, into very difficult teams to beat, maybe even playoff teams.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. San Jose, and it's funny because the Sharks, they took a beating last night at the hands of the Caps, and Anaheim took a beating at the hand of the Mammoth. And it was funny because I was opining yesterday on our show with Pat Maroon that maybe the Mammoth, maybe they were getting left behind by San Jose and Anaheim because, these are, Utah has been this team that, even going back to their time in Arizona, it's they got good young players. They're ready to take a step, and the step has been the step in place, so to speak. It's
right.
They've had a bad November, and they just lost to San Jose on Monday night. But last night they were revved up and they won 7-0. So maybe they'll get going again because it's time. The young players in Utah are, they're not old, but they're also not 19 and 20 anymore for the most part, outside of Logan Cooley. So, we'll see if they can build on that win last night. But you're right. So, San Jose, they started the season a game they should have won against Vegas. They had some bad bounces in the game. Your old friend Alex Nedeljkovic was a victim of a couple of tough plays in that game. So that would have been another 2 points. And then they lost the 7-6 shootout to Anaheim in a game that Joel Quenneville said might have featured the worst goaltending in an NHL game in the history of the league. So, San Jose could have had those 4 points, and they'd be sitting maybe in first place with those points. So, it's an interesting year, and Chicago has been really good to watch. And the thing there that's been impressive, yes, Bedard has been terrific. He's taken a huge step this year, but I think Jeff Blashill has done a great job with, their details in their game are way better this year. They got a lot of young defensemen. They play 7D a lot because it's interesting. They got some young guys, and then they've got a couple of older guys in Murphy and Grzelcyk. But they've got young defensemen that are big, long, and have long sticks, and they've done a good job of simply playing. Their sticks are better. They're in better spots. They're breaking up plays. They're deflecting shots. And just the little details for Chicago's game have been way better. And Pat Maroon, who was there last year, said at the start of the season that, he goes, the fact that they've got a really professional head coach there and Jeff Blashill will make a difference for them. And, I don't know what went on when they had Swordstrom and they had Richardson prior to that, but the bottom line is that Blashill's made a difference for them. And, that team has been much more competitive and much more entertaining to watch.
EJ Hradek is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show, NHL Network, First Shift, coming up at 4 o'clock today. I want to get your take on Brandon Bussey. Somebody on Twitter was dragging me because for weeks I've been saying, look, I think we have to go under the assumption that he's an AHL goalie who's just on a pretty good run. But the run is getting better. He's not kind of hanging on. He has gotten better and better with each growing start. And he's like, well, Tim Thomas didn't emerge until his late 20s. What do you make of a 27-year-old rookie who right now, because he's healthy for the most part, is Carolina's best goalie?
Well, I look at his save percentage, whether it would be in the American League with Providence or at Western Michigan, and it always starts with a 9. Almost always.
Right.
Almost always. And, he's someone that's been on the radar, and, he was in a situation in Boston where, he was the third guy, and He was, remember they had Olmark and Swayman, and then they had Swayman, and they went out and got, another veteran goalie there behind him. So,
Korpisalo.
He just could, Korpisalo, so he just couldn't break through. And, he went on waivers, and you saw there was teams interested because Florida had him, and then they put him on waivers, a similar situation. They had, he was waiver eligible. And, to the credit of your group in Carolina, you picked him up, and, you had Kochetkov was out for a while, and he got to play, and he's made the most of his opportunity. He's been very good. Now, as for whether he's going to be able to do it long term, I mean, I guess that's yet to be seen. He's had 8 starts this year, and he's 7-1, and the numbers are really good. His save percentage once again is over. It starts with a 9, which is what we want, and so. It's good to have them there, and their willingness to keep the 3 guys around. I mean, I don't always think that's ideal, but, I mean, they can't send him down because I guess he would have to clear waivers again, which would be problematic.
They'd
right?
lose
That's
him.
not key, and he will 100% be claimed. So, it's the willingness to keep 3 guys there all year. But let's face it, he's playing well. And we've had, Adam, I don't know, how many times have we talked about goaltending in Carolina? Like 1,000, over the last 10 years. So, you have him there. You see how things play out. You have a Freddie Anderson who's the numbers haven't been great this year so far, and he's an older guy who's had a propensity for injury. Kochetkov, when he's been in there, has seemingly played very well. But I think that they're fortunate. Give the management a lot of credit. They picked him up, and it was a smart pickup because look at the teams that maybe would have been wise to grab
Montreal.
and they didn't. So.
Montreal would like a goalie.
Yeah, a lot of teams, I'm sure, that would love to have had him. So, he's played great, and he's fortunate too. He's playing in front of a team that, as you know, plays very well and plays well as a team and a unit and defensively. And so that's a plus, and it will only get better if and when Jacob Slevin ever returns from wherever he is.
He's skating now. He's skating, and he's back practicing. I've always said that I'm targeting Christmas somewhere, maybe just before or just after, for a Slavin return. And that's where I think Carolina can really start pushing and get to their total game, because it's hard when you don't have your best defensive player on the ice. But they've done very well. I mean, a guy like Shane Gostisbehere, who is probably playing his best hockey ever this year. Mm-hmm. He's been good offensively. He was good offensively last year, but he's been great defensively this year, and he's up, right there among the leaders in time on ice on the blue line. Sean Walker, Keandre Miller have also been great, but Shane's been amazing. So
listen, Slavin, when he comes back, I mean, I'm going to assume when he comes back that Carolina's penalty kill will start to move back into the top 10 where it has had a home for the last bunch of years, and not where they are now in the bottom third at 22nd. So, I would imagine that's been a part of their penalty killing inconsistencies, let's say, so far this year.
Yeah, no, and for a long time, it didn't help their offense either, because while Carolina was defending well, they weren't defending well and maintaining possession of the puck. They were just kind of knocking it back out to center ice and then bracing for the next attack. It just didn't look the same. And then over the last few weeks, it has certainly looked representative. And the last time you and I talked, Jackson Blake had just had the game in Minnesota, which was amazing. And that line, for all, and they're very good still, they create a lot. That line has not scored in like almost 2 weeks. So that line needs to get on the score sheet as well as it's played. I know Rod talked about it yesterday, but it can't all be Aho, Jarvis, and Svechnikov, and it does seem like a lot of it is those guys, and Jordan Stahl, who's got 7 goals this season. So, EJ Hradek, I appreciate your time always, sir. EJ Hradek _NHL. I'll talk to you soon. I love catching up. I'll talk to you before the holidays. So
I would hope so.
yeah.
That would be nice. And listen, have a great trip to Atlanta.
Thank
Good
you.
luck with your son down there. Those are always, especially the goalkeeping. It's like, if you have a son who's a pitcher or if you have a son who's a goalkeeper, like the focus is always, on them.
Yeah.
And I wish you guys well. Have a great time.
Thank you very much. Our experience is always different from the other parents.
That's right.
It's
That's right.
Totally
'Cause
different.
You don't care about anything else. You're just focused on that. It's funny. My older son still plays, he plays club college hockey now, and he played youth hockey. And thankfully he wasn't a goalie because I would watch, and the parents of the goalies would always be right behind the net a lot of times. And you could just see, you just felt so bad for them because whenever a puck went in, the parents would look at that parent.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't even know how to explain it, but I just felt, I feel bad. And, and I got to learn it as a soccer keeper, parent, and those goals in those games, they're rare, but when they happen, they can be not good.
Yeah.
So anyway, good luck.
Thank you, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Take care, Adam.
You got it. EJ Hradek here from the NHL Network. It is true. If your son or daughter is a goalkeeper, your experience is different.
Makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
So the other, our team has two keepers. So, and Jack gets along great with the other. And so me and his dad or his mom when she's there, our experience, when we watch when they're playing, just leave me alone. Don't talk to me. I'm focusing. I want to make sure things are good.
Right.
And also, I don't need you to congratulate me if he does well. I don't need that.
Yeah.
I did nothing.
It wasn't the vibes that you were sending down there.
I just got him here.
Yeah.
The rest of it is on him.
Right.
Please, I don't need your thanks. So, anyway, we'll take a break. When we come back, we have to stretch. We have to place bets. I'm on a little bit of a good run here, so let's keep it going.
Nice.
Next.
Still arguing whether hockey or golf has the tougher dress code? The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Whether it's helping you work, save, or steer clear from fraud, AARP North Carolina is making sure your money, health, and happiness live as long as you do. Each week, AARP Without Limits meets people and explores topics to help improve how we live and age in North Carolina. You can also learn more about getting the most out of life by listening to AARP Without Limits wherever you listen to your podcasts.
I had questions about my child's vaccines, so I got real answers from her doctor because we share the same goal, keeping her healthy and strong. Her doctor told me that keeping up with childhood vaccines, getting them at the recommended ages and sometimes together, is a proven way to protect her from serious illnesses, ones that can be prevented with vaccines. Have questions? Get real answers. Talk to your doctor. Visit vaccinesforkids.nc.gov. Paid for by NCDHHS.
At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, you're more than a policy, you're family. With offices in every county, we're close by when it matters most. Our local agents customize coverage to fit your life. And our award-winning claims team delivers fast, quality repairs. It's no surprise Forbes ranked us the #1 auto insurer in America. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
Hello, I'm Steve Troxler, North Carolina Commissioner of Agriculture. Farming's tough, but you're not alone. That's why the North Carolina Agri-Medicine Institute offers the North Carolina Farm Helpline, a free 24/7 resource for the agriculture community. Long hours, difficult decisions, and unexpected challenges can add up. Whether you need to talk to a counselor who understands farming or help with finances, legal questions, or farm safety, call 844-325-3276. That's 844-325-3276, the North Carolina Farm Helpline, a free 24/7 resource for the agriculture community. 844-325-3276, because no one should face farm life alone.
North Carolina ranks second in the nation in potential agricultural land lost by the year 2040. The NC Forever Farms program supports the preservation of family farms through permanent agricultural conservation easements and has received a record number of applications for 3 straight years. Landowners interested in preserving their working farm through the Farmland Preservation Division of the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services can learn more by visiting ncadfp.org.
If you pay your city or town for electricity, you live in a public power community. Public power communities provide electricity to families and businesses from a locally owned and operated system. Public power systems are not-for-profit and provide electricity at affordable rates with unbeaten reliability. Your local public power provider invests in your community, providing local jobs and supporting your local economy. Electricities of North Carolina is the energy behind public power. Learn more at electricities.com.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
One Adam Gold. One Adam Gold.
Person in front of me in line had a box of wine.
Oh, yeah. I feel that person. If you are buying boxed wine on a Friday, that thing is open right now.
In the car.
Yeah. I don't even need it to cool down.
She jammed a big straw right through the top of the box
yeah.
in
Went
the car.
to the gas station to get a cup of ice. Like, they don't even care.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold, Victoria producing the program. Dave Harding, Duke Radio Network. He will join us next hour. Blue Devils getting ready to take on Virginia for the second time. But this time, the ACC championship will be on the line. If Duke wins, will they make the college football playoff? And I say, will they make the college football playoff? But I'll tell you that we just don't know. I'd like to think that if Duke wins, the fact that they will have been declared champions of the ACC would carry merit. But ACC football doesn't. Whether it should or not is a different discussion than it doesn't. Just doesn't. That's why I asked Dave, how do you change the perception? I think there's some truth to the SEC's, they invest more money. There is more money to be, it does mean more. Football has always meant more in the SEC. It doesn't, across the board, it doesn't mean as much in the ACC. There are, everybody's got a football program that they love or like a lot, but it is not the culture that it is in the Southeastern Conference. And now that they've got the money, because they do, to devote to making sure that their football is way better, it shows. Clark Lee is the head coach at Vanderbilt. And he basically said the other day, in Vanderbilt, you can make an argument that Vanderbilt should have a seat at the table at which they will debate, do you belong? Vanderbilt belongs in that discussion. I don't know if they're ultimately good enough to be in the playoffs. Oh, good enough is not the right word. There's a lot of teams in that discussion. Miami, Notre Dame, Alabama, Vanderbilt, Oklahoma. There's a lot of same. But Clark Lee basically went, they don't play in the SEC, so no, they don't belong. You're saying that at Vanderbilt. What? So it's going to be interesting to see what I think will happen if Duke beats Virginia. Is that they will bring in. Now we're going to start talking about wins as opposed to losses. Yeah, Duke's got losses. By the way, they didn't lose to any bad teams, but they have losses. But what Duke will have are probably 5 better wins than anything that James Madison has accomplished in terms of wins. Now, JMU would be a conference champion, but so would Duke if we're having the discussion. And I think that has a good chance of getting Duke in. Now, if Miami is also part of the discussion, I don't think the ACC will get 2 unless one of them is Virginia. They could get 2 if Virginia wins and if Texas Tech beats BYU. There's a chance that Miami sneaks in as well. All right, we got a lot of stuff to do. We're going to place bets in a little bit, but first, time to stretch.
So I don't know if you've seen the forecast here lately, but
Snow tomorrow.
I know. I don't know if there's any bread and milk left at the grocery store because that's the first thing we get.
Gone. Toilet paper also.
Yeah. Did someone say snow?
You just never know how much I'm going to have to go.
Yeah, exactly. So if you are concerned about that, but more so warming your house, the U.S. Department of Energy says that there is a very specific temperature that you should set your house to kind of help when it comes to these energy bills. Because if you own a house, then you know.
Yeah.
They stink. These bills are going up. They're actually up 41% since 2020. So now that we're not in our home like we are all the time, it's more expensive to heat it and cool it. So they actually have a very specific number to set it at. Do you want to take a go at what that might be?
In the winter, 68. That's what we set it at.
Well, that's very wise of you because they think you should do that all year long.
Well, no, in the summer we set it at 74.
Oh, gosh.
Believe me, based on what it is outside,
yeah,
the 74 is super cool.
Probably, yes. That's fair.
I'm an air conditioning hound.
Oh, yes.
And 74, fine.
Yeah, you're the thermostat monitor. So, yeah, no, it's typically 70 because I can't. If I'm hot when I go to sleep, I can't sleep. I'm miserable. I'm done. It's a wrap. Might as well wake up and clean the house or something. I can't do it. But the U.S. Department of Energy says that the sweet spot is 68 degrees when you're awake. And when you're asleep or out of the house, they do recommend dropping it a little, which I'm confused because I've heard you're not supposed to change the temperature all the time.
It's set. Our thermostats, we have 2 units because we have one that cools one side of the house and one that cools the other. The units are set when it's heat. Mm-hmm. It's always 68.
Yeah.
When it's cool,
right?
It's always 74. Both units are set on the same thing.
See, and that's. Should be easy peasy lemon squeezy, but it's always a task. So they say they put a little fun factoid in with all of this stuff. They say the lower the temperature inside your home, the more slowly you'll lose heat. So keeping the thermostat at a lower temperature can save energy in a few different ways.
There you go.
Just change your whole body chemistry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's while you're debating on what your thermostat should be while we have Snowmageddon around here, then, there you go. They say 68.
Yeah?
So whatever, to each their own. Who knows?
68 in the winter?
I know.
Get out of here.
Bundle up, I guess.
No, I'm sorry. In the summer? That's too cold.
That is a little excessive. Yeah. No, I don't need to do all that. So, yeah. So there you go. You're prepared. Save all the money, and maybe you can use it to place some bets.
Place your bets. Place your bets. Here we are. I bet you slice into the woods $100.
Gambling is illegal in Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
Okay, you can owe me. I owe you one.
All right. I don't remember what I did yesterday, but 2 nights ago I won both of my bets, so that was good. I actually used American currency
look
on
at
both.
that.
Yeah.
I love when that works out.
Yeah, beautiful. I told people about the Duke plus the point, Florida plus the points, Carolina outright as a parlay.
Yeah.
giving you winners, people. All right, let's go.
Hopefully this is a winner tonight. I will actually I could pretend to be you at the game tonight if you want, because I'm going to be there at our Carolina Hurricanes taking on the Maple Leafs, and I would love to see in person a Jarvie goal. So Seth Jarvis, anytime goal, plus 140. Let's go, buddy.
Look, I hope Carolina wins tonight.
Me too.
But I'm trying to help people out, especially as we get close to the holidays. The fact that John Tavares and William Nylander are anytime goal scorers, and they're both plus 210.
Ooh. What?
John Tavares scores automatically against the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
He's got like 35 goals in his career against the Hurricanes.
It's like written in his contract.
Only Ovechkin has scored more against Carolina.
Wow.
I don't know how you don't turn that down. So I'll just leave those out there for you. Just suggesting. I'm not going to do it because I don't want that to happen.
Right.
I'm just suggesting if you're looking to buy an extra expensive gift for the holidays.
There you go.
There's how you get the money.
That's how to do it. Wow, we also have a football game tonight. Dallas Cowboys in Detroit taking on the Lions, who feel like they're on the struggle bus a little bit. But give me Jamar Gibbs, because if anyone's going to score a touchdown for the Lions, it should be him. He's minus 260, so let's go first touchdown of the night. Plus 360.
All right. I like it.
Why not?
Like it. So I'm not going to be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Duke, Virginia, ACC championship game. Duke, outright winner. Money line, plus 148. Over 57.5. I think if Duke wins, we're going to see a bunch of points.
Yeah.
That's plus 316. Go Blue Devils. For the ACC, it's always, what would cause the most chaos?
There you go.
That's the ACC.
That's it. Oh, man, you're going to miss my UFC bets tomorrow. I'll text you. I know you're curious. So I think the Lions are actually going to win this one at home. So it's going to be the Lions over 54.5 plus 180.
All right. You know I like to do soccer bets. MLS Cup, the championship is this weekend, Saturday. Inter Messi versus Vancouver Whitecaps. I think we're going to go into extra time, maybe penalties, so better draw plus 320.
His Zamboni is bigger than yours. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
The road to college football's national championship runs through 99.9 The Fan. The ACC, the SEC, the biggest matchups will be found here.
And that will do it. NC State beats up on UNC 42-19. And the Pack, for half a decade straight, has beaten the Tar Heels.
College football on The Fan is powered by Wake Med, Roofworks, and Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac GMC in Sanford.
Getting more as a MyLowe's Pro Rewards member is easier than ever with the Lowe's app. Download it today and earn 500 points the first time you log in. Plus, your digital wallet helps you scan, save, earn, and access what you need to manage it all in one place. Download the Lowe's app and take advantage of your Pro benefits today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/1/25 through 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
What if you could pull up to $500,000 in cash out of your home and drop your mortgage rate down to 4.99% APR? Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Right now at Loan Pronto, they've got the lowest rates in 3 years. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can get your cash in as little as 3 days. Pay off all those high-interest credit cards and even skip your next 2 house payments. One client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours, paid off their debt, paid off 2 car loans, and saved $2,100 a month. One call, life changed. There's no wait, no hard credit pull up front. You probably won't need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Rates are at a 3-year low. Act now. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com for your free instant home appraisal. See how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto, A+ rated with the BBB and nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call 919-381-1760 and see how much cash you can get today. Loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 166171 on approved credit. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Charlie's battery is struggling to start. Not ideal before the tailgate, so he goes to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner tests his battery for free. Looks like he needs a new one, so he gets a Duralast battery.
Have fun and stay warm.
And he makes it to the tailgate early enough to get his favorite spot. free battery testing and charging. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
We know you're hot to see a Carolina Hurricanes game in person. Visit 999thefan.com or fire up the Fan app and enter to win a pair of tickets and parking for the Canes Columbus game on December 9th. Check out our Hurricanes hot ticket giveaway at 999thefan.com.
Excuse me, garçon. I'll pick up the tab for the lady and I.
Sir, this is Monopoly money.
And there's more where that came from.
I'm calling the cops.
Don't waste your time. I have a get-out-of-jail-free card.
Start playing for real money. New Monopoly scratch-offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery have real cash wins of up to $1 million. Monopoly is a trademark of Hasbro. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.83 to 4.28. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Here's Brandon with Parkway Sleep Centers.
Tired of waiting for a sleep treatment? At other sleep centers, it can take 6 to 8 months just to get an appointment and cost you thousands more. Not Parkway Sleep Health Centers. We schedule you within weeks and we'll save you money too. We have over 20 years of experience serving the Triangle. Let our expert team help you sleep better sooner.
End your sleep problems. Live your best life. Experience the Parkway Sleep difference. Visit parkwaysleep.com and start your journey to better sleep today. Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sound sleep, sound health.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Big truck accidents can cause life-changing injuries, and life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. I know big truck wrecks, and I know how to fight those big insurance companies. If you've been hurt by a big truck, contact us at ritchielaw.com. I'm on top of it.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
Even early when I got the TV job with no experience in 1998, whether I was junk or not, and still am, I have confidence in myself as a broadcaster that I did not have as a player. And you just mentioned what Brandon Bussey has done, particularly in third periods recently with the game on the line. Same theme as Pietro Mrazek saying, partner. That's when I'm having the most fun. That's where you want a guy that is overflowing with self-belief, because he doesn't want to run from being the difference. He wants to be the difference. And so far, like you just astutely mentioned, when the games have been on the line, he seems to want that moment.
Trip Tracy, who was with us yesterday.
2 days ago.
2 days ago. 2 days ago. That's what I meant.
We just forgot about yesterday. It's fine.
Well, you weren't here.
Exactly.
That doesn't really count.
Right.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Victoria's here. You can join us on YouTube. Always go to YouTube. Adam Gold Show, 99.9 The Fan. Either way, there's a chat box. You can contribute there if you like. Comment on anything you want to talk about is cool. Shouts to a couple of friends that reached out that appreciated our conversation with Dave Doeren, which I thought was fun. And we'll present that again a little bit later on. But it's always available after the show in podcast form.
Mm-hmm.
With maybe a little bonus for you.
Especially if you see it on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yep. Can't edit it on YouTube.
Oh, really? It's too bad.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I mean, it's
There
fine.
you go.
It's not a big deal.
It's not.
It shouldn't be a big deal. But we have to prevent certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I thank him. Thank EJ Hradek, Greg Barnes from earlier, Dave Harding, Duke Radio Network, coming up in just a little bit. I'm not going to necessarily ask Dave, should Duke be in the playoff if they win? Because the answer is, duh, of course. Here's the way I think about, and I've said this before about Duke. I think they're a good football team. And I think Manny Diaz would be the first person to agree that their record isn't as good as it should be. I don't know that they should have beaten Tulane. Tulane is very good. And that game was there. And I think Connecticut is a good team, but Duke should have won that game. I thought that would be a problem, but Duke should have won that game. I'm not saying they should have beaten Virginia. They were pretty well punked by Virginia. But I will go back to the Illinois game where that game was there for Duke. When sometimes we look at a final score and say, well, Illinois blew out Duke. No, they did not. That was a game where if you watched it, you should say, Duke really should have won that game. Or at the very least, should have been in position to win that game. And I keep referring to the one play that changed the entire game. They had a rough first half, but they come out in the second half. They're right in it. They just needed a stop. They got the stop, forced Illinois to punt. Then they had two guys wearing number 9 on the field. You're only allowed to have one guy wearing number 9 on the field. That's the limit.
Yep. No 2 9s.
No 2 9s.
Just one.
Unless somebody is number 99, we
Right.
can't have two 9s on the field.
No.
Anyway, that gave Illinois the ball back. They scored a touchdown, and the rest was a mess. But I think Duke goes on to win that game because I thought they were the better team in the first half, in spite of the mistakes, regardless. Manny Diaz would agree. Duke's record was not as good as it should have been this year. The only two teams they lost to in the league were Georgia Tech and Virginia. Beat everybody else. They didn't play the whole bottom. It wasn't like a Texas A&M situation where they played the whole bottom of the SEC and then Texas. So the first conference game they played against a good team, they lost. It's not that. Duke played a bunch of the teams that were 4-4, 5-3, and they won all of those games. I'm not sitting here telling you Clemson is vintage, but Duke went to Clemson and scored 46 points. They gave up 45, but they scored 46. 46 better than 45. Anyway, I think it's going to be a fun game on Saturday in Charlotte, and I think the Blue Devils are going to win. We'll talk to Dave Harding about it. Right now, Wall of Sound.
The Wall of Sound is a function of this studio. There's no doubt about it.
All right, let's go to college basketball to start. Will Wade didn't go well for the Wolfpack in Auburn last night. I thought they played much better. The offense didn't travel, but their defense played much better. Two of Auburn's players hit a bunch of tough shots, but Tahad Pettiford, the star, they shut him down. They executed the game plan. They just didn't score enough. But now NC State's faced with 2 more games, one on Saturday, then I think next Wednesday, before a Saturday home game with Kansas. And they've only got 2 more non-conference games against big-time opponents. Here's Will Wade on the schedule and what lies ahead.
Tough. Our backs are against the wall. I mean, we're going to have 2 more opportunities, and we got to start building towards those opportunities. We got a quick turnaround. We're not going to get back till 3 or 4 in the morning tonight. And we got a quick turnaround to play Saturday afternoon against Asheville, who's a good team. They beat Greensboro the other night. Then we got a really good Liberty team after that, and then we all know who's next Saturday with Kansas. So, I mean, look, you can't keep, kicking away opportunities. Now, fortunately, our league's done better, so we're going to have way more opportunities in league. But, I mean, you got to win the games. And that was what was backbreaking about Maui. I mean, look, this was always going to be pushing a boulder up a hill coming here. They hadn't lost a non-conference game, I don't think, at home since like 2015. So, I mean, this was a tough assignment. And but we don't give ourselves any margin for error when you lose to Seton Hall. And so Seton Hall's a great team, but I mean, that's the ones that are killers. It's a lot easier. Texas is a great team. It's a lot easier to beat Texas on a neutral court when we have more fans there than come to Auburn in front of 9,100 people and try to win. So when you kick away those opportunities, put yourself in a tough spot. We're in a tough spot, but we got to fight our way out. We put ourselves in it, and we got to dig ourselves out, and we will.
Will Wade, that's real talk. Once again, I think NC State will be fine for the NCAA tournament as long as they play well in conference play. But what you're doing by not winning these power conference, non-conference games is you are putting a ceiling on how good your seed is going to be. To the point where if they don't beat Kansas, if they don't beat Ole Miss, I still think they'll make the tournament. But even with winning the ACC tournament in March, which I think they can do, you're still talking about a 4 or a 5 seed. Whereas if you win a couple of these games, now you're going higher up the ladder. So the Wolfpack have time, but they do have their work cut out for them. All right, so Nick Ehlers is about to play his 700th NHL game. Rod Brindamore yesterday on his new winger.
Yeah, I think those specialty kind of situations, when there's more ice, and there's just, these quick, fast guys that have that ability to, beat people with their speed, that's a great situation for them. So, we would expect that. That's not really surprising. I think his game's coming. I think, as far as production, that's what everybody looks at. I think his play has been really good. It's just the production maybe hasn't matched that yet. I think we'll start to see that as time goes on. And, he's been a good fit.
He absolutely has been a good fit. He's played well with Blake and Stankoven. I mentioned this with E.J. Hradek last hour. Aho, Jarvis, Gostisbehere, and Svechnikov. If you think about it, Andre took the first 8 games off. Nothing. He's got 14 points in his last, 17 games? 14 points in his last 17 games. It's much more representative of where Andre is. Ehlers, Blake, Stankoven, that line has basically gone, in terms of production, ice cold. Ice cold. Jackson Blake is now, I think, 5 games without a point. Ehlers, he scored. He won the game against Calgary with the overtime goal. Stankoven, it's been a minute too. Those guys have played really well, but it's got to translate on the score sheet. So I don't think Rod's going to make any changes. I think he likes the way the lines are right now. I really do. But that line needs to be a little bit more productive. All right, when we come back, Dave Harding, Duke Radio Network, Duke versus Virginia, Saturday night. Playoff on the line for both or just for Virginia? Next.
Because your fantasy football team needs all the help it can get, the Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Finally.
Yes, finally. There's an app for 99.9 The Fan.
Finally!
Listen to your favorite hosts, your teams, and live sports action.
Touchdown, Philadelphia! They are destroying the Chiefs!
And every podcast episode at your fingertips, anytime, anywhere. Available for Apple iPhone and Android phones. Download the 99.9 The Fan app today. Powered by Aspire Money Management.
Hi, I'm Marcy Bailey from Bailey's Fine Jewelry. This holiday season, why not give a gift that truly shines? At Bailey's, we believe in making every moment special, and our carefully curated selection of fine jewelry is sure to bring joy to your loved ones. From stunning diamonds to designer jewelry and luxury watches, we have the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Gift the magic of a Bailey box and make this Christmas unforgettable. Visit us today in Raleigh, Cary, Rocky Mount, Greenville, and Charlotte. Bailey's Fine Jewelry. Everyone wants a Bailey box under the tree.
To 15-year-old Harper, buying an $80 vintage rock t-shirt is a great investment. To Harper's mom, this logic has a few holes in it. So she helped Harper open a Wells Fargo Clear Access banking account. With no overdraft fees and tools to track spending, Harper's learning, one heavy metal tee at a time. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Terms apply. Visit wellsfargo.com/deposit disclosures for fees and details.
Adam Gold in studio with my man Patrick Day from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. All right, let's paint the scenario here. I need windows, but man, I don't have 3 hours to go through the process of deciding what I need, when I need it,
can you help at the aluminum company?
Absolutely. So, first of all, when we come out to your house to look at your windows, typical window appointment may last 45 minutes, an hour. We're certainly not going to make a 4 or 5 hour commitment to talk about windows. We're
I had
there
to
to
serve
help.
dinner last time.
Right. Listen, my wife always says, I talk to my wife all the time. We have salespeople, whatever we're doing. And my wife, I tell her all the time, I can't stand salespeople. And she laughs. She's like, you are a salesperson. I'm like, well, the difference is I'm just having a conversation trying to help people get what they want. I'm not there to pressure you. You're just there to help you get in and out. And it's a pretty quick appointment. It's pretty efficient. So we're there to help you and make it quick.
I can vouch for that. The Aluminum Company of North Carolina, online at aluminumcompany.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Welcome to Cricket Wireless. Santa?
I've got to get Mrs. Claus a gift or I'm in a whole lot of trouble.
How about a single unlimited line? Only $35, plus a free Moto G 5G.
Dude, you're a lifesaver. Here, take a present.
Says it's for Timmy in Des Moines.
Never heard of him.
Join Cricket Nation and get a single line for $35 per month, plus a free Moto G 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Requires activation of new line on select unlimited plan or higher. Pay $40 first month. New lines only. First month service charge. Tax to its sale fees. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See cricketwireless.com.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm. Injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com. They score!
If you see something, why do you say something?
I see safe for my friends.
For my community.
For everyone here. We all have something worth protecting, a why that unifies us. Report suspicious activity to local authorities. If you see something, say something.
This is Adam Gold.
80-second mark, I scream in the booth. I screamed in the booth. Why the heck is he still on the ice?
Did you say it in Finnish?
I should have.
Yes.
No, he wouldn't. He curses in English.
He does.
All right, 2 seconds later, he scored.
Yes.
And I went, oh, that's why. That's what.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Coming up on Saturday night in Charlotte, for the second time this year, it'll be Duke versus Virginia. The last one evidently meant nothing. This one has the ACC championship on the line. Dave Harding, Duke Radio Network, will be at Bank of America Stadium for that one. It's not your first time at Bank of America Stadium for a Duke game, is it?
It's not. This will be my third Duke game at Bank of America Stadium, Adam. If you remember, the first was the 2012 Belk Bowl.
Yes.
That didn't go all that well. It was a great game until the very end.
Should have won it.
Luckily, SVP finally took us off the Bad Beats segment highlight intro for that one. I had seen myself on that for far too long, and Coach Cutcliffe's disgusted face with how things ended up closing out. And then the second time was in 2013 with Jameis Winston and what would turn out to be a national championship team out of Florida State. So, we've gotten the losses out of the way, and how about it's time that, what do they say, third time's a charm.
Yeah,
so let's see how the Blue Devils go.
They do say that. I remember watching that Belk Bowl game against Cincinnati, right?
That's right. I won. Travis Kelce was on hand to make some big plays down the stretch.
Never heard of him. I know of his fiance. I don't know who Travis Kelce is. So that should have been a win. I mean, in my opinion, we all know well, maybe not everybody knows. Late fumble, and otherwise that game is a win. The following year, and I was at this game, and I know what the final score was. Florida State was always going to do that. They were about to win a national championship. But that game was tight in the first half, and Duke was as physical with Florida State as any team in the entire country in terms of those teams that ran up against the Seminoles. That was a very good Duke team that you were on. And that Duke team probably should have beaten Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, we had some heartbreakers, didn't we? And, the first half could have been tighter against the Noles in 2013. We had a drop pass on a wheel route to Jalay Duncan. Love Jalay Duncan, running back. But if he catches that, he's, we're right there in it. We forced a few turnovers in the first half. Yeah, good game. And you know what? I filmed a podcast yesterday, and someone asked me what message would I give to this year's team. And the message is, it's great, and we're still talking about getting to the ACC championship game, and we had a magical season in 2013.
Right.
Yeah, all that is special, but I'd be lying if I said that there wasn't a hole in my heart for missing the opportunity to actually win it.
Right.
And this year's team, although it's been a somewhat of an unexpected year, I guess we'll put it that way, has a great opportunity to go out there and win this thing and to be an outright ACC champion for the Blue Devils, something they haven't done in the modern era of college football. I think 1962 may have been the last time they had the full thing. And 89 was, I think, a shared title. They didn't have a championship game. So
with Virginia.
Yeah, there you go.
Just saying.
So crazy.
All right, so let me ask you about where the Blue Devils are. There's two levels to this conversation. I said earlier that if I had asked Manny Diaz, do you think you should have a better record than you currently do at 8-4? Do you think he would say yes?
Yeah, I do think he would say yes. I think the Blue Devils, and we've talked about this over the past couple of weeks when I've been on the show, they have been their own worst enemy in numerous circumstances. And outside of the Clemson game, where kind of the bounces went their way and they were able to win a close one on the road, they've lost a lot of close games.
Yep.
And a lot of it's been because of their own mistakes. The interesting thing in all of this is if there's a game on the schedule where the Blue Devils weren't the architects of their own demise, if you will, it's the Virginia game. Virginia came out and absolutely demolished Duke in multiple phases. They were the more physical team. They just bested Duke. And so to answer your question, absolutely. I think Manny Diaz would say that the Georgia Tech game where the Blue Devils fumble on the 1 yard line and it's on the opening possession and it's returned for a touchdown and really could never overcome that, or if it's the UConn game that was kind of wild on the road that they dropped, any number of those, I think he feels like, the Blue Devils could be in a much better position.
Dave Harding is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. You and I have talked about it. I go back to the Illinois game. I actually think they were better than Illinois until it got away from them, middle of the third quarter. I don't know how that game played in Tulane. Tulane is a very good team. I think we have seen that. They have done very well all year long. I'm actually not surprised that Duke lost that game, but I think their record probably should be better. And because I know there are people who say, well, it's just Duke. They've lost 4 games. They don't have a good defense.
Right.
I think that's the most misleading thing in the world to say that Duke doesn't have a good defense. I think they do. I think they just give up too many big plays, especially on third down. How do you avoid that against the Cavaliers?
Yeah, I think the Blue Devils have an inconsistent defense. They've definitely got the talent to be good on any given play, but and you mentioned it, third downs have been somewhat of a challenge, especially third down and long in particular. Right. I mean, if you want to stay on the field against Duke, the MO is kind of let's get it to third and long, and Duke's just it's hard to get off the field. The thing is, and as you kind of bring it back to the matchup against Virginia, Duke's defense has been at their best when they've been needed the most to close out the game against North Carolina on the road. Last week, they came up with some big turnovers and takeaways in the course of a game where the offense went away a little bit, lost some of their rhythm. They've picked each other up. And I think in a game like this, in a championship game where Duke's really got nothing to lose, go out there and put it all on the line, and an opportunity for some retribution, right, to get back on the winning side of things against Virginia. I would expect to see a more consistent level of play. Talking to the coaching staff, some of the challenges they feel on defense, part of it is a young secondary, young linebacking core. Injuries have decimated that group. And when a team feels like they have to play perfectly, you end up actually doing the exact opposite. You're second-guessing decisions. You're not as quick and reactive as you need to be. And the message for this one is, look, nobody expected us to be in this game. We believe we deserve to be in this game, kind of pointing to the losses and some of the tough opponents that the Blue Devils have played. So let's go out there and prove that we belong. Nobody's got to play scared. Go cut loose, have a good time, and at the end of the day, you'll walk away an ACC champion if you're able to get it done.
Dave Harding is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. All right, let's just, and I'm not going to say let's assume, but this is the conversation that is being had now. Duke wins. They'll be 8 and 5? 8 and 5. 8 and 5 if they win. Are they a playoff team?
I think so. I think definitely not a shoo-in given the fact that JMU just got ranked in the most recent college football playoff. But when you pit those two schedules against one another, because that's really what it boils down to, is which of the 5 conference champions are going to get the nod. And we've referenced it a little bit. I mean, look at Duke's losses. They've got a loss to then number 11 Illinois in a close game at home when the offense was still trying to find their identity. You got a loss to what's now a ranked and likely American champion in Tulane on the road. You got a close loss. And again, this is a game that if Duke takes care of the football, they win it handily, in my opinion, against then ranked 12th Georgia Tech at home. At Connecticut, that's a tough one for people to get over, just given the perception that is UConn football. But that's a really good team this year, and it was a packed house, a tough environment to play in, and so that loss is still better than any, the loss, for instance, that JMU has against Louisville, in my opinion. And then you got a loss to number 20 Virginia. You have an opportunity to kind of counteract this weekend by beating them in the championship game. So that doesn't even take into account the wins that Duke has, and that's ultimately what got them into the ACC championship to begin with, the strength of the victories. Wake Forest, a really good team. We know what Clemson, not necessarily consistent this year, but they ended up being a bowl team and finding a way to win. Cal, NC State, they have a win over Virginia, even though that was a non-conference game.
Yes.
So I don't know. I just think that the way the schedule looks, you've got to, in my opinion, credit the strength of the wins and consider the who you lost to. And although there are more blemishes on the record, I think the Blue Devils are the better team in the eye test, and their wins show that they're a better team than JMU is, so then they are into the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm not even sure who JMU's best – I think JMU's best win would be Troy. If
Washington State, maybe.
I
mean,
I'm not sure Troy isn't a better win than Washington State.
Right.
It was not a vintage year for the Sun Belt. Maybe the best win is Old Dominion, who also has a win over Georgia Tech, and they scored 63 in Old Dominion. I'm not saying that JMU's not good, but I think you're right in that if we get down to that discussion, then Duke will have 4, maybe 5 wins better than anything JMU has on their schedule, and that is, I think that's what we should be talking about. In fact, I would love to hear Jim Phillips screaming it, because I think it has to come from him. It either has to come from him or other coaches of prominence, because the talking heads on ESPN or CBS or Fox, they're not talking about it at all. They have all dismissed Duke already.
Yeah, and I think the scary thing, if you're a Blue Devil fan, is all the pub that Miami's getting. And I'm not here to talk disparagingly against Miami. I think they're a very talented team. I think they have a very good case to say that they should be in the playoffs.
They should be.
Especially if they're considering Notre Dame, right?
Yep.
But if we're talking perception, I'd have a hard time seeing a scenario where people are okay with the committee letting 2 ACC teams in. And so is this one of those years where it's an either or, where they find a way to manipulate it, where Miami gets in and they leave Duke on the outs with ranking JMU, assuming that, again, this is making some big-time assumptions, that Duke does, in fact, go in and win the game this Saturday, that JMU wins their conference championship game. But should that happen, is it an either-or? And we've seen the committee manipulate those rankings before to where, they maintain JMU's rank above Duke, even though we go on the road this weekend and get a ranked win, something that JMU does not have. That'll be interesting to see, because the ACC, rightfully so, stumping really hard for Miami right now. I think that's getting a little bit more of the outrage.
Sure.
And everybody is just, mildly perturbed that Duke found its way into the conference championship game when they're right there in the mix with all of those other 2-loss teams. And
it came down to the 7th tiebreaker.
Just how you drew it up, right?
I mean,
the question is, should the ACC have included in, as one of those earlier tiebreakers, college football playoff ranking and deciding your way in? I just have a hard time with that, because I don't trust the committee at this point to have it right. And so you've got a scenario, maybe call it, you're in the same situation with multiple teams that are tied, and you're going to let one of the teams in just because the committee ranks them one spot higher than the other on any given week. That just doesn't feel like people would feel right about it either. So bottom line is, everybody's going to be find a way to be upset about something. And that's kind of been the messaging within the Duke locker room, is let the people complain. We belong. Let's go out there, take care of business, and make it a really hard decision for the committee to let's go ahead and get in and prepare for a college football playoff opportunity.
The real issue is that Miami and Duke only had 2 common opponents. That's the issue. We have too many teams. There's too many teams in the league that the two teams like Duke and Miami had just 2 common opponents. That can't be. But that's what it is.
It's going to get worse too. I mean, I could see the ACC adding more teams. So, no. No, I mean, unless we are talking about like one of those teams being Notre Dame, and I don't think we are, no more teams. We need less teams. Yeah. We need fewer teams, not more. All leagues. Yeah. The SEC needs fewer teams. Big Ten, all of these leagues need to be smaller so we can actually so winning your conference matters more. Texas A&M did not. They played one good team in the SEC, and they lost to it. Their other 7 wins in the league just go to the bottom of the standings and work your way up. That's Texas A&M's schedule. It is a farce, an absolute farce. Duke is not a farce. I do think, Adam, to your point, this is all around ratings, and generating viewership. They've got to figure out a way to protect the conference championship games, and to your point, make them even more important. Because TV cares about what happens this week. This is an important week and generates a ton of revenue for all of these TV partners. And if this becomes a week of conference champions where everything's just watered down, I don't think it's good for the sport. I don't think it's good for business. And we all know that decisions have been made from a business perspective more than what's good for the sport. So they're going to have to find a way to preserve the sanctity of conference championship games. And that's another reason why I believe deep down the ACC champion is in, because you've got to reward a team that's able to go through the gauntlet, and this year the gauntlet was wilder than most, given all the tiebreaker scenarios and whatnot, but in a Power 4 league with a spot to go fight for a national championship.
No
because
doubt.
if you don't, you've got the questions of, well, does a team – what incentive does a team have in winning their conference championship moving forward?
Right.
And that's a problem for not just the conferences. It's a problem for TV, and it's a problem for college football.
Dave Harding, not a problem for TV or college football. Radio analyst, Duke football, Blue Devil Network. Dave Harding, at Dave Harding Jr. on Twitter. Enjoy Charlotte, and I will talk to you very soon. Good luck.
Thank you very much. I'm more of a problem for radio. Let's just put it that way.
No, you're fantastic. You're absolutely fantastic.
Appreciate you.
All right, thanks, man. Take care. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to present once again our conversation with Dave Doeren, NC State head coach, which I thought was really good. Dave's coming back for year 14. Here's a trivia question. There are only 4 coaches in college football who have longer tenures at their current schools than Dave Doeren. Only 4. It's amazing. Dave Doeren next.
His Zamboni is bigger than yours. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, it's Adam Gold for my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. It is Thursday, and you know what that means? Well, last week it meant eating a lot of turkey. This week it means Cowboys, Lions, Thursday night football, Thursday touchdown jackpot time, pick an anytime touchdown scorer, and if your guy scores the first or last touchdown, you could win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. That's right, Lions, Cowboys, oh my, there will be touchdowns. FanDuel.com/AGS, FanDuel.com/AGS for a share of $2 million in bonus bets. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Must apply profit boost token on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last touchdown pick. Bonus is issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Whether it's helping you work, save, or steer clear from fraud, AARP North Carolina is making sure your money, health, and happiness live as long as you do. Each week, AARP Without Limits meets people and explores topics to help improve how we live and age in North Carolina. You can also learn more about getting the most out of life by listening to AARP Without Limits wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Sometimes the simplest steps make the biggest difference. Washing your hands often, staying home when you're sick, and talking with your health provider about vaccines.
Help keep your family protected against the flu, RSV, and COVID. Simple steps, big protection.
Defend yourself. Get vaccinated to protect you and your family from respiratory illnesses this season. Visit myspot.nc.gov to find yours today.
Brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, you're more than a policy, you're family. With offices in every county, we're close by when it matters most. Our local agents customize coverage to fit your life. And our award-winning claims team delivers fast, quality repairs. It's no surprise Forbes ranked us the #1 auto insurer in America. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
Hello, I'm Steve Troxler, North Carolina Commissioner of Agriculture. Farming's tough, but you're not alone. That's why the North Carolina Agri-Medicine Institute offers the North Carolina Farm Helpline, a free 24/7 resource for the agriculture community. Long hours, difficult decisions, and unexpected challenges can add up. Whether you need to talk to a counselor who understands farming or help with finances, legal questions, or farm safety, call 844-325-3276. 844-325-3276. That's 844-325-3276. The North Carolina Farm Helpline, a free 24/7 resource for the agriculture community. 844-325-3276. Because no one should face farm life alone.
North Carolina ranks second in the nation in potential agricultural land lost by the year 2040. The NC Forever Farms program supports the preservation of family farms through permanent agricultural conservation easements and has received a record number of applications for 3 straight years. Landowners interested in preserving their working farm through the Farmland Preservation Division of the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services can learn more by visiting ncadfp.org.
This is Adam Gold.
So Mike Vrabel, the coach of the New England Patriots, they asked him about birthday cake, and he said there was only one cake qualified for his birthday cake.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to guess what that is?
Is it vanilla?
No.
Oh.
Carrot.
I love him even more.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Dave Doeren in a matter of moments. The question I asked earlier, Dave Doeren is right now the 5th longest tenured coach in college football at the Division I, the FBS level. Kirk Ferentz, Iowa, is number 1. Kyle Whittingham, I think Utah is number 2. Troy Calhoun, Air Force, 3. Dabo Swinney, Clemson, 4.
I knew Dabo was 1.
Dave Doeren. It's like a year, 2 years maybe.
Wow.
Dave Doeren is 5th on that list. More with him in just a sec. Canes tonight against the Toronto Maple Leafs. I was going through it. Sebastian Aho, 5 games without a goal. Logan Stankoven, 10 without a goal, 5 without a point. Andrei Svechnikov, 4 without a goal. Jackson Blake, 2 goals in his last 12. But, of course, both of those goals came in the same game. Carolina needs more. We have no problems at all with how well these guys are playing. There needs to be some production to go along with it.
I'll eat some Cheez-Its while I'm there. So we're good.
There you go. And again, I will not be covering the game tonight. No podcast, none of that. So Dennis Cox is doing the honors tonight covering the game. And we'll get back to the podcast on Saturday. We got a busy weekend. And they're honoring the 2006 champions. So all of that. All right. Dave Doeren, we joined us earlier. I thought a really good conversation. And, we all know this has been a trying year. And there have been reports that Doeren was he was going to, basically, they had to talk him out of retiring last year. And that this was going to be it. Well, I asked Dave basically how the mood has changed for him and his desire to keep this going in a year.
Yeah, I think every year it's different, based on how things went with your team and the leadership that you had, your staff chemistry. Every year it really is a new football family, a new chemistry. I mean, you have a culture, you have standards, and sometimes you meet those standards, sometimes you exceed them, sometimes you go below them, sometimes changes need to be made, sometimes players need to be improved, or your roster needs some additions, or sometimes you just need to retain what you got because you got some really good players coming back. And it's a year to year, man, and not from the standpoint that I don't want to keep doing this. Like, that whole thing was manufactured by somebody else, and I got a long contract here and I'm fired up about it, and I have been since I signed it. So to me, like, Boo and I are both like, why do we have to put something out? Because neither one of us have said anything, like, you know what I mean? But I had to, because I kept getting asked the same question because somebody else put it out there, and it is what it is. But I love what I do, man, and this has been a fun year for me. Winning is what makes things better, I think, publicly and all that. But when it comes to, why you coach, serving players, building chemistry, mentoring young men, competing on a daily basis, trying to get the most out of your roster, we did a lot of good things considering what we were dealing with injury-wise in our program.
Dave Doeren is joining us here, about to enter year 14. Just based on what you just said, how rewarding is it when, let's just bring up Caden Fordham, who is in the running for comeback player of the year, having missed last year with a torn ACL, and he was just everywhere this year. A guy like that, how much of a difference does he make to the overall, vibe? I'll just use that. That's a young term. Of overall vibe of your program.
Yeah, I mean, those are feel-good stories for sure. And Caden's a guy that has the heart of a lion, and losing football was pretty hard on him, similar to when Drake Thomas and Peyton Wilson had injuries. There's tough guys that give everything they can to you as a coach, and they're big standard guys that help the leadership in the locker room. And losing a guy like that last year hurt our football team. And having him back and seeing him thrive, I mean, man, does that make your heart feel good. And I'm proud of him. I mean, he did a tremendous job in his rehab. Our trainers and strength coaches did a great job with him, and he's played his butt off this year.
Speaking of Drake Thomas, real quick, did he just make another tackle?
He's having a heck of a year, man. Yeah, he's really playing good ball for the Seahawks.
It's one of the things when I describe, because you know how what we do here works, right? Fans or whatever, they see a loss and they get mad. I'm like, what more do you want from this program? You run it like, I mean, it's pristine. It's so clean. The way you run the program, the players, you put guys in the NFL. Drake Thomas is a great example of why the NFL likes your program. These guys learn how to play the game. You have to feel good about that element of your program.
Yeah, I do. I think we have a proven track record of developing people on and off the field. To your point, the NFL has definitely built trust with me, and they know what they're getting from us. They're going to get guys that understand what it means to be professional, how to treat people with gratitude, how to show up early, how to stay late, how to work, how to put their best foot forward when things are hard, to never quit. Like, they're getting tough individuals, and that's what it takes to make it at that level. And that's why so many of our draftees and free agents have been able to stay in the league as long as they have, because they're not having to train them from the beginning. These guys walk in with a notebook or a laptop, and they're taking notes, and they know how to learn in those meeting rooms. And it's not like that everywhere. I mean, the number of players that transfer here, and they're like, holy cow, is this different than where I was?
Yeah.
And it's refreshing for me to hear, because these are guys coming from SEC programs and other places that can't believe how much better it is, from the standpoint of being trained on how to do things the right way. And so I take a lot of pride in that. And what can we do better? I want to be in Charlotte, man. I want to be in this championship game, and that's what motivates me beyond helping these young men. We're one win away this year from being there, right? I mean, the way it ended up, all of us, beat up on each other, and you got an 8-4 team playing in the championship. So we're close, and we've been close many times, and I'm pretty tired of being close. I want to be there.
Dave Doeren is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. I agree. I want you to be there. I know your fans think the same way. Was recruiting more of a challenge this year because of some of the conversation about whether or not you were going to be here next year?
It was a question I had to answer a lot, and whether it's fair or unfair, it's life.
Yeah.
Somebody put an article or a statement out there, and he and I have resolved that, and I've no bad blood between me and that reporter at all. But because of that statement, and it's not just with recruits, it's with retention, and it's with my staff. Like, every person that I run into is like, is this real? And so, it created a lot of false conversation. And then for me, it created real conversation, things that I had to answer to, right? And so that was what was frustrating. And, I always feel like when you're talking about somebody's livelihood and future, and you say you have a source of whatever nature, then confirm it with the real source, Before I write an article or say something about your future, I'd like to know if this is true. And so, sometimes you get that professionalism out of people, sometimes you don't. But it created a lot of conversation. A lot of people were wondering if 54-year-old Dave was going to step down, and he's not. I got a lot of fight. Like I tell my friends, it was my birthday yesterday.
Oh, man, happy birthday.
Like, happy birthday. And, you're getting old, man. Like, people tell me I'm getting old, and I'm like, I'm still kicking 20-year-old ass every day, man. I'm like, man, you're having a great time with these kids.
All right, first of all, you can't say you're getting old because I'm older than you. So let's not go there because you're not old. Look, I know you're a dad and you love spending time with your family, and I do too. I like spending time with my family, and like I'm going away with my son as a soccer player. So we're headed to Atlanta this weekend, and we've got an event here locally next weekend. That's cool. I don't have to leave town. And I've always said, man, you deserve to enjoy the fruits of what you have done. And so I would, if you wanted to retire, I would go, that good for Dave. That's the way I would look at it. You have earned that. I want to ask you though about because we touched on all the players you put in the NFL, and I know your relationship when Bill Belichick was with the Patriots was very good, and he respected your players. He had a bunch of them up there with the Patriots. So how different was it to coach against him for the first time?
Yeah, I have great respect for him, and I owe him. Like, he let me sit in his meetings up there and learn football, and Joe Judge was a special teams coordinator at the time, and I sat in his meetings and I learned. That guy's a really good football coach, and Brendan Daly, who was a teammate of mine, was his D-line coach, and I sat in Brendan's meetings for 3 days, and so I appreciate, because he doesn't let a lot of people in. I appreciated the access, and I learned a lot from him. And he spent time with me on the practice field talking about game management and timeout strategies and different things like that. And so I have a lot of respect for him, and don't think that didn't motivate me, getting ready for that game, because I know how good a football coach he is. I've seen it, and I took a lot of pride in that game, and not that I don't in all of them, but when you look across the sideline and see arguably the best NFL coach in NFL history, you better be on. And I thought our guys did a tremendous job preparing our players, and obviously we played really physical in that game, which helped us win.
5 in a row, 8 out of 10, 9 of 13. That's pretty. I appreciated you saying in the press conference after it's part of the reason why you might still be in Raleigh, but you've certainly embraced the rivalry, and Bill will learn. I mean, we know at the press conference when he was introduced. Like, those of us, when he said beat Duke, I'm like, you don't get it. No, you.
That made me smile, I can tell you that. Because I was like, okay.
It's football is different. The football rivalry is NC State. All right, real quick, because your schedule ended up being very difficult this year.
Yeah.
You played both Miami and Notre Dame, and that is going to be a debate. Maybe it shouldn't be. You played both Virginia and Duke. So give me an sense of, like, I'll just ask the question. If Duke beats Virginia Saturday, should they be in the playoff?
Well, that's the way the rules are set up. The conference champion should go. Not saying that in this situation it makes sense, because I think Miami, just having played everyone, is the best team we've played this year.
Better than Notre Dame?
I do.
Okay.
I think they're a really good football. And I think Notre Dame's really good, so I'm not discounting them either. But the team we played in that game was real. I mean, that was a really impressive football team. And we got them on senior night, and they were super pumped up to beat us and all that stuff, because we beat them here the last time we played them. But that was impressive, watching their defensive play. And their D-line is as good as anybody's I've played against since I've been here. I thought Notre Dame linebackers were really good players. I thought their DBs played really good. Their D-line was not as good as Miami's. Offensively, they were both very similar. They had good players everywhere and a big offensive line and all that. The difference to me was the D-line. I just thought their D-line at Miami was uber elite.
Dave Doeren is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. I've been saying for the last several weeks that an ACC, the perception is that an ACC win is not as good as an SEC loss because all you hear are the games you lose. You don't hear about the games you win. I'm curious, why is the perception, and how can we change the perception, apart from winning more games, which I think is a real part of the conversation, how do we change the perception of what ACC football is?
It's a good question. I don't know that I have the right answer. I think a lot of those places put a lot more money into their programs. Mm-hmm. They do have a better television contract from a revenue standpoint. And so there's more talking heads supporting that conference and pushing that conference and making that conference publicly the best conference, even if it is or isn't. They're talking about it like it is. And, the ACC, in my opinion, needs somebody like that can help brand our league better. And perception is reality in a lot of cases. And we do have to win those head-to-head matchups that we get with that league. We've had some success in some years and others we haven't. But, it's what you do on the field is up to us as coaches, what's being said publicly. There's some things the ACC league office can do as far as getting some people on TV that can help us.
That's Dave Doeren, the head coach of NC State. Appreciated his time. All good stuff. And, look, I've said this, and I do think that in many ways I'm sort of on an island about this. The program is so good. They've done everything but win enough games. And I know a lot of State fans were not crazy about the idea that he's going to get not that he hasn't deserved. I think Dave deserves to call his shot. When he's done, he'll let everybody know. But I understand. I am not blind to the desires of a fan base. I get it. It's going to be glorious one year when they absolutely get it. When they get to an ACC championship game and maybe win it. If they can get to a playoff, it'll be awesome. But I think the program is really, really good. We're out of here. Victoria, thank you very much. Canes and Maple Leafs tonight. Toronto's playing much better. Carolina's got to get production from that second line. I don't know who the starting goalie is. That's going to be fascinating to find out later.
Hey, I'll tell you when I'm there.
Here you go. I'll be in the car. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see everybody Monday.
Because your fantasy football team needs all the help it can get, the Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Adam Gold here for my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, and here we